Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream on this Remembrance Day lunchtime kickoff. We see Sunderland taking on Birmingham City. Sunderland have had a decent start to their championship campaign, currently sitting 8th in the table, 3 points off the playoff spots. Birmingham, however, have had a very slow start with their new head coach, Wayne Rooney, as it began with 3 straight losses. But last time out, at home to high-flying Ipswich, the team were able to take a draw from the game, but it could have been 3, as Rooney's side did go 2-0 up in that last game. This will be the 124th meeting between Sunderland and Birmingham, where Sunderland want to add to their league double. They got over the travelling side last season, and Birmingham want to win their first fixture at the Stadium of Light since August 2006. So for this championship fixture, that is the second of game week 16. Will Sunderland take 3 points, or can Rooney finally get his first win as Birmingham boss? It's a win that Rooney desperately needs, as his appointment was slightly controversial in a way that Birmingham were doing very well under John Eustace before he was told to depart for Wayne Rooney. So it's an appointment that definitely needs to work. There's no two ways about it. Rooney has to be successful at Birmingham with how well the club was doing before he joined. You know, some will say, and rightly say, that he wasn't needed yet, that he just wasn't needed at all under John Eustace before Rooney came in. They'd played 11 championship games, won 5, drawn 3 and lost 3, which were all away from home, and they were sacked in 6th place when he left. And now 4 championship games later with no wins in any of those 4, they now sit 15th on 19 points. So it is definitely a downgrade at the minute. Obviously the Birmingham board have their own ideas and believe that Wayne Rooney more so long term will have the desired effect to bring this club forward. It was previously in the Championship before with Derby County, where he had that whole situation to deal with their financial difficulties, point deductions. Obviously couldn't quite keep them up a couple of seasons ago. They're now still in League One, Derby County, but they've been taken over and their funds are now secure. So he's left them in a good spot. But that's the only championship success or campaign he's had under Derby County. But now he's at Birmingham, as I mentioned before, 4 games and no wins as of yet for Wayne Rooney. And for Sunderland, as I mentioned before, they sit in 8th, but it's crazy because Birmingham are in 15th place on 19 points and Sunderland are in 8th place with 23 points, just 4 points gap, and you know there's 7 places difference between the two. So it's just crazy how close and tight the championship can be, especially in the opening 2-3 months of the season. It can be really tight, and it usually stays that way for the whole season. Obviously teams start to clump together in certain areas of the table, but especially those from the playoff spots down to around mid-table, it's usually pretty close. There's only 3 to 6 points in it between those teams, so it is a very close division, the Championship, and a good run in this league can easily take you very high up the table. But it's finding that consistency and finding those 3 points every week, because if it was so easy, every team would be smashing it and winning every game. But obviously teams have to win, teams have to lose. But Championship, it's all about consistency. If you have a blip, you need to rebound as quick as possible and get wins back on the board as well. As we have had a change for Sunderland, Nectarius Triantis has replaced Dennis Kirkin in the starting 11. So the left back, Dennis Kirkin, is going to be out of the starting 11, out of the matchday squad. So that will mean Trey Hume, who on the screen currently is at centre back. I think it will be Huggins, who's at right back, will go over to left back, and Trey Hume will play at right back. So, and then the Australian central defender, Nectarios Triantis, will go in at centre back. So a little change there. I'll try and change the lineup sheet at half time, but a very late change there. Dennis Kirkin out of the matchday squad, presuming it's down to injury for Dennis Kirkin, who hadn't started any of the last 10 games. And as he was about to return to the lineup, he's back out of it again. But we'll go through the teams now, as we'll start with the home side with Sunderland, and it'll be Anthony Patterson in goal. He's played every single championship game so far, conceding the 16 goals in his first 15. Back four of, looks like it's now going to be Trey Hume at right back, with centre halves being Nectarius Triantis, who's making his first championship appearance for Sunderland, the 20-year-old Australian. He'll play alongside Jensen Silt, who is also only the age of 20, the 6'4" Dutch centre-half, signed this summer from PSV. And at left-back, it looks like it's going to be Welshman Niall Huggins. Midfield three of Pierre Equa, the French international, signed in January from West Ham, and then two central midfielders just ahead of him, of captain Dan Neil, who's been at the club since 2010, a Sunderland fan himself, and Jobe Bellingham, brother of obviously Jude Bellingham. He signed from Sunderland this summer, from Birmingham, to Sunderland this summer for £3 million. He's featured in every game so far this season, no competitions for Sunderland. And then a front three of Patrick Roberts, who's yet to score this season in any competition. And on the left, it's going to be Jack Clark, who's their top goal scorer with 9 goals in the Championship in 15 appearances. He's got 2 goals in his last 6. And up front, leading the line, is going to be their new signing, signed for €2.5 million, is Nazari Rusin, the Ukrainian striker, who was able to score 13 goals last season in the Ukrainian top flight. So that's the Sunderland starting 11. They are missing their 2 starting centre-backs of Luke O'Nien and Daniel Ballard due to yellow card suspensions, and they've just had Dennis Kirkin out of the starting 11 and out of the matchday squad injured. So it's a very young back four for Sunderland, very, very young. They've got Trey Hume at right back, who is 21. They have Jensen Sielt and Nectarios Triantis, who are both 20, and then left back Niall Huggins is 22. So they haven't got a defender on the pitch that is over the age of 23, and including their goalkeeper, in fairness, he's only 23 as well. So it's a very, very young defence for Sunderland, and in general, it's a very young side. But that change, bringing Dennis Kirkin out, who's, in fairness, the left back who's had to come out of the matchday squad, he's also only 21. So some late changes there for Sunderland. As we'll start now with the Birmingham starting 11. In goal is the experienced 37-year-old John Ruddy, making his 222nd appearance in the Championship, his 10th game up against Sunderland. Back four of Ethan Laird, who was signed in the summer for £750,000 from Manchester United. A 2 at the back with captain named at the start of this season, Dion Sanderson, and he's going to be alongside Emmanuel Avu. And at left back is going to be Cody Drame, who was signed on a season-long loan from Leeds United. He spent last season, or the back end of last season, on loan at Luton Town in their promotion campaign. Then in the midfield, they're going to go for Ivan Sunic, Jordan James, and Juninho Bakuna. And then a front three, all new signings brought in the summer. On the right, it's going to be Koji Miyoshi, signed on a free from Royal Antwerp. On the left, it's going to be Oliver Burke on a loan from Werder Bremen. And up front, leading the line, is going to be Jay Stansfield, who's on loan from Fulham. Spent last season out on loan at Exeter, where he was able to score 9 goals in 36 League One appearances. So, there are the starting 11. Again, we have had a change for Sunderland, and I'll try and get that changed as quick as possible. As we've had a late change, Dennis Kirkin, the left back, out, I'm presuming due to injury. Literally just came up as we were starting the live stream, unfortunately, so couldn't quite make this change before we started. But it is a Championship debut for Triantis, the Australian centre-half, brought in the summer from Central Coast. see how much this changes. Like I say, even with Dennis Kirkin in the team, it was a very young starting 11 for Sunderland, and especially their back line, and even more so now with Triantis coming in. Just going to try and get this sorted as quick as possible, as we are very close to kick-off now. I had that done to me before, a line-up change so close to kick-off. You know, you just got to expect anything happening in this game. So, there we go. I'm just going to get that changed now. Yeah, replace that one. And there we go. It is changed. There is the new Sunderland starting 11 with Nectarios Triantis, the Australian 20-year-old centre-half, coming in for his second appearance for his new side. His only other appearance for Sunderland came in the League Cup first round against Crewe. And now he's making his Championship debut. So it's a big day for the Australian, as both sides now are ready for kick-off. It'll be Birmingham kicking us off, kicking right to left. Sunderland left to right at the Stadium of Light. Referee is going to be Dean Whitestone, who has refereed over 500 EFL games, as the ball's been played back to John Rudditt, who kicks it forward for Birmingham into the Sunderland half. And it's going to be dropped here to number 12, Cody Drame, who loses out to Patrick Roberts, then pokes the ball forward. Headed down by Oliver Burke, it falls to Bellingham against his former side, who loses out to Miyoshi. His short ball gives it back to Sunderland on halfway, and it's now Jack Clark who's been fouled there just inside his own half by Oliver Burke, and it'll be a free kick for Sunderland. As at the back here, number 23, Jensen Seelt. Ball clipped down the left channel for Sunderland, where Bellingham gave chase, but it just ran out of pitch, and it'll be a Birmingham throw-in midway inside their own half, and it'll be taken here by number 2, Ethan Laird, who spent last season out on loan in the Championship with QPR, and now he's made a permanent move to Birmingham from Manchester United. He's previously played in the Championship for the likes of QPR, Swansea and Bournemouth previously, as his long throwing goes into the Sunderland half, and it will drop towards Stansfield, but it'll be picked up here by number 39, Pierre Equa for Sunderland, as they have it inside their own half here with Roberts. Back to the edge of the 18-yard box with Seelt. Now into the 18-yard box with goalkeeper Patterson. He'll go to his left here to Triantis. He will dribble down the left-hand side and play a long ball over the top, looking for Bellingham, where it'll be Sanderson to nod the ball down, but straight into the path here of Rusin, the Ukrainian striker. Edge of the box, he lets fly, and it just goes wide of the post. Decent play there, long ball forward from Triantis, and it gave Sanderson a question at the back for Birmingham, and he didn't quite answer it well. Headed it straight into the path of Rusin, who was charging forward. Avu was backing off for Birmingham, and he shot towards goal. Just kind of sliced it, though, unfortunately, and it was always curling wide of the right hand post. As Rudditt clips it towards the Birmingham right, headed inside by Laird. Picked up here by Miyoshi, but given away to Bellingham in a left wing position here for Sunderland in the final third. Chops inside and plays it across here. As Sunderland try and break through this Birmingham defence. Roberts on the right wing position on the edge of the box. Goes back here to Neil. Back out to the right here to Niall Huggins. Back inside now to Equa, 25 yards from goal. Plays a ball on Miyoshi, and it could be Stansfield to bring it away down the Birmingham right. Big tackle, and it's won back there for Sunderland by Trey Hume, number 32. And then he wins a free kick there, fouled by Ethan Laird. Really good tackle. Stansfield was bursting away beyond the halfway line, and Trey Hume came in with a huge slide challenge, as it does look like it is going to be the fullbacks on my screen are swapped around. So it's going to be Huggins at right back and Hume at left back. There's Roberts, plays a ball through, looking for, I think it was Rusin, but he was in an offside position, and the pass was too heavy anyway. Goal kick for the away side over 3 minutes in. No shots yet at either goal. It'll be Birmingham to play out from the back with number 21, John Ruddy. Sanderson now the right centre half, out wide right to Laird. Plays a pass forward. Deflects off Jack Clark, and it'll be a throw in for Birmingham midway inside their own half. With Ethan Laird again looking for some options. He was out for the previous 10 games before Ipswich last weekend, Ethan Laird, where he returned against Ipswich to start. So back-to-back starts for Ethan Laird, and interestingly enough, Birmingham are unchanged from that 2-2 draw at home to Ipswich last week. Sunderland just the 2 changes with at centre-half. Thrown down the line by Laird. It's cut out by Equa, and it'll be Ethan Laird again as he gets closer towards the halfway line on the far side. As there is Wayne Rooney, 38 years old now. Previous 5-time Premier League winner as a player. As the ball drops here to Oliver Burke, heads it inside to Stansfield. 1-2 of headers there as it gets back into the path of Oliver Burke, who dispossessed, but the ball will drop here to Stansfield, who tries to just go forward, and Oliver Burke is down in a lot of pain here. He's in a lot of pain. Oliver Burke, as he was battling with the ball there, he's gone down. He's in a lot of pain. I had to get a replay on exactly what happened. It was just down the Birmingham right-hand side. He was linking up with Jay Stansfield. And the number 45 for Birmingham went down and has certainly stayed down. Let's have a look. The ball was going through. I don't know. It's a left leg that he's struggling with at the minute. I'm not sure as he landed. He may have twisted it. Landed on it awkwardly. I'm not sure. But Lucas Jukovic is warming up, Birmingham's number 10, now 34 years old. Got the previous 312 Birmingham appearances with the 64 goals. Hopefully Oliver Burke can continue, because Oliver Burke does have the potential to be a great player, but he's just never settled at a club. He's played for so many different teams, Oliver Burke. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's been at Nottingham Forest, Bradford, RB Leipzig, West Brom, Celtic, Alaves, Sheffield United, Millwall. Birmingham now, Werder Bremen, where he's on loan from. So many clubs. And Oliver Burke, the most appearances he's ever made for one club is Sheffield United, where he played 36 times for them and scored twice. And he's only 26 years old. So I think Oliver Burke just needs to find a home and try and get some regular football, where he has been playing regularly for Birmingham. Yet to score, though, for them, as he just hobbled off the pitch here, Oliver Burke. I think as he just collided into a Sunderland defender, he must have just landed awkwardly on his left leg, or he might have been caught on his left leg there, I'm not sure, but he's moving a bit better on it now, Oliver Burke. Let's have a look, as he was bundled into, I think Triantis for Sunderland just ran straight into his right leg. So it would have been a painful one there for Oliver Burke, who's making his 75th championship appearance. As it's a throw-in for Birmingham in the final third. Laird throws it into Miyoshi. Try to work some space down the Birmingham right. Tackled, though, here by number 32, Hume. And he kicks it off Miyoshi for a Sunderland throw-in on the far side of the left-back area, as Oliver Burke's just still trying to get some movement in that left leg. Sunderland try and play out from the back with Triantis. Across the 18-yard box here, it's number 23, Silt. Triantis to left-back, Hume. Lays it off to Triantis. It's a low clearance. It's it looks like a poor one, but it's been kept here by Bellingham as he wins the free kick on the Sunderland left off Dion Sanderson, who followed him all the way. The Birmingham captain, centre-half, was not giving Joe Bellingham an inch of space. Sunderland play down their right-hand side on this near side, midway inside their own half. Winger Patrick Roberts has just come deeper for the ball to play it to Triantis. Forward to Equa. Triantis out to the left here to Hume. It's now Bellingham back to the Birmingham goal, so forced towards his own goal to Triantis into the 18-yard box now with Patterson. Forward to Ekwa on the edge of the 18-yard box. Well played out here from Sunderland at the moment as Oliver Burke is back on the pitch as it's still with Sunderland in their 18-yard box with goalkeeper Patterson. Left-footed clearance out towards the Sunderland left. It's a short one picked up by Ethan Laird at right back. Down the line towards Miyoshi as it will be a throw-in for Sunderland in their left-back area. We have got a Premier League game going on as well. Wolves taking on Tottenham, so I'll keep you up to date with that one. As well as Tottenham have got a 1-0 lead in the 3rd minute with Brennan Johnson. As Sunderland play out from the back, well, they were trying to. It was a marauding run forward there by Dan Neil, and he was just brought down there. It's a free kick for Sunderland, just inside their own half, taking short here to Clark. It's now Hume at left back, forward to Clark on halfway, turns away from Miyoshi in the centre circle, sprays out to the right hand side. It's a great ball. Patrick Roberts, loads of room in the final third. Right wing, enters the box, onto his left foot, back onto his right, plays it across. Chance here, Clark, shot, deflected wide. The right back, Niall Huggins, found himself in the 18-yard box. Great ball out from Jack Clark to find Patrick Roberts, who entered the box on the right side, one-on-one with Drame, and as he got the ball across, Clark, 10 yards out, laid it off right on the penalty spot for Niall Huggins, and on his weaker left foot there, he's just dragged it wide. Well, he's deflected. It was going wide anyway, but it was also deflected wide as the corner goes in, deflected away by Avu, as the shot from the edge of the box goes towards the bottom left corner by Dan Neil, and it just goes wide. Ball in towards the near post, like I say, headed away by Avu, and then about 22 yards out on the volley, right foot, just dragged it wide there. The captain, Dan Neil, grew up a Sunderland fan. Sunderland's number 24, former England under-20 international. But as Jack Clark laid it off in the box there, the last person really you want it to land to is Niall Huggins. He has got the 1 goal so far this season at Watford, back on early October. As Patrick Roberts has broke away with the ball here, getting in the box on the right, try to get onto his left foot. Tackle by Sunjic. Still has it though. Lays it off to Rusin, the striker. Strikes it with the left foot off the woodwork. And cleared by Miyoshi, kept alive by the head of Rusin. Drops to Ekwa. Lays it off into Patrick Roberts, just outside the box. Plays it into the box on the right to Rusin. Plays it across, it's blocked by Avu. It'll drop here to Bakuna, who can keep it in, the number 7 for Birmingham. Tries to do too much though, and it's won back here by Huggins. Inside to Ekwa. Tries to get it across his body, but he's tackled in by Sunjic. And Stansfield plays out to the right-hand side, but it deflects off the referee. And play has been paused. First big chance, just under 11 minutes in there. The ball fell to Patrick Roberts, who kept it away from Sunjic and Drame. And he laid it off to Rusin on the left foot towards the top left corner. Ruddy was stretching, couldn't get anywhere near it. And it hit the left post there. It's back with Sunderland here with Sealt. Tackled strongly by Bakuna on halfway. Stansfield with it, tackled strongly again by Sealt. And he wins the throw-in. Birmingham's number 28 on loan from Fulham. Jay Stansfield's got the 5 goals so far in the Championship this season. 3 in his first 4, and he's got 2 in his last 2 now. So coming back into the goal-scoring form that Wayne Rooney definitely needs Stansfield to be in. As it's Birmingham just inside their own half with captain Sanderson out to right back Laird on halfway. Dispossessed, but he's won back there by Jordan James very thankfully there. Ethan Laird nearly pickpocketed, but his central midfielder helped him out. It's Bakuna for Birmingham on the left-hand side. Drame back into his own half here with Avu. And it's now with number 34, Ivan Sunjic, the Croatian. Spent last season on loan. Sunjic at Hertha Berlin. The ball's been played over the top here for Birmingham. Oliver Burke nearly gets there with a mix-up between, I think that was Triantis and the goalkeeper Patterson. Patterson came outside the box to try and collect it. Burke was there trying to poke the ball away. In the end, it was poked away for a goal kick. And they got away with that there. The goalkeeper. Sunderland have it midway inside their own half with a holding midfielder, Ekwa. Out to the left-hand side here to Hume. Clark goes back to his left centre half here. Triantis. Back onto the edge of the 18-yard box with Patterson, the goalkeeper, in all yellow strip this lunchtime for Sunderland. As they're the team who are dominating the possession in the opening 13 minutes of the game. as they've still got it just towards the edge of the 18-yard box here with Australian Triantis. Forward to Patrick Roberts, just inside the Birmingham half. He's tackled there by Bakuna, throwing for Sunderland. Thrown back into their own half here with number 23, Jensen Seelt. It's now up to the left. To Clark, inside to Neil on halfway. He's got options left and right. He's going to spray it out to the right-hand side here to Patrick Roberts, who's always available in space here on the Sunderland right. One-on-one with Bakuna, try to drive inside on his left foot. Plays the cross here to Ekwa. He's got options himself, he doesn't know which one to play at the minute as he's being closed down here by Sunjic. Ekwa still has it, gets away from Sunjic, he goes over on the challenge and it'll be a free kick for Sunderland. Referee gives the free kick for a pull on the shirt there by Ivan Sunjic. Ekwa just wasn't allowing Sunjic to take the ball off him, and eventually as he tried to turn away from him, very clear foul. I don't know why Sunjic is complaining. A big pull of the shirt there, and Ekwa goes down, free kick Sunderland. Dangerous area as well. Just to the right side of the penalty spot, if you drew a line down towards where the free kick is, it's just to the right, so it's quite central. But they do have a little bit of an angle as it is just to the right side of the penalty spot. It's quite far though, it's 25 yards possibly. Jack Clark's over it. Sunderland's number 20, the right-footed option, which this kind of angle would prefer a right-footed option. But the one who won it, Pierre Ekwa, is also stood over it. Ekwa has got the 2 goals so far himself this season in the Championship, both coming in that 5-0 home win to Southampton back in early September. It is going to be Ekwa to take it over the wall, and it's an easy save in the end for John Ruddy. No real height on it, straight down the throat of John Ruddy, who rolls it out to the edge of the 18-yard box to Avu, back into Ruddy, forward to Sunjic, it's away from him and it's picked up by Ekwa in the final third. Left-footed strike, blocked by the Croatian, drops back to Ekwa. He goes forward to the left to Bellingham. Out to the left-hand side now to Clark, everything to his right. He enters the box, one-on-one with Laird, gets the cross in, it goes through to Rusin, who heads behind for a corner. Certain Rusin got a touch on that, but the last one may have came off a Birmingham defender. Tried to play out from the back though there, Birmingham, with John Ruddy, and his pass was very poor, got nowhere near Sunjic. And as Clark put the cross in, I think it came off Rusin first, and then Avu, the centre-half. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a goal kick. It's come off the hand of Rusin onto his head and out for what should have been a goal kick, but it's a corner instead. Clark puts it in near post, helped on Bellingham! And against his former side, Jobe Bellingham puts Sunderland 1-0 up. There's going to be so much debate if that was a corner or not, but Sunderland have taken it and put the ball in the back of the net, and it had to be Jobe Bellingham. A club he was at for so long. He spent 11 years at Birmingham, and from 6 yards out, into the roof of the net, side-footed finish, poor defending. Oliver Burke just stood next to Bellingham and watched him put it in the back of the net. It was an in-swinger towards the near post. It was flicked on by Rusin, the striker, who won the corner. And as it was flicked on, Bellingham on the volley. Right foot, side-footed finish, roof of the net. Ruddy with no chances. It was from point-blank range. And Sunderland have the lead. But Birmingham want to fight back straight away. Bakuna of the shot on the angle towards the far post. It's saved by Patterson. It's just over 17 minutes in. It's Sunderland 1, Birmingham 0. I do apologise, not got the timer going. I'll get the timer going now. It came off the hand. Oh, it's just not. It's not a corner. It's just not a corner. Last touch came off Rusin's head. And there's a strong challenge there from Ethan Laird on Jack Clark, just inside the Sunderland half on the far side. I'm surprised Ethan Laird's not going to get a booking here. Because that was a strong one. Got nowhere near the ball. Thank you to everyone. If you could like and subscribe. We've just had the first goal of the game through Jobe Bellingham. Obviously his brother's doing magic work at Real Madrid, but Job's going on his own journey here at Sunderland. He's got his first name on the back of his shirt because he wants to make his own name for himself. He doesn't want to be permanently linked to his brother, Jude. So Job is the name on the back of his shirt, and he scored against his former club. He was there at Birmingham for 11 years, joined in 2012, left this summer for Sunderland for £3 million, and he's got his third goal of the season. All three have come at home. His previous two came in a brace against Rotherham in a 2-1 win. As Birmingham come again, Bakuna on the Birmingham left, tries to play it through towards Burke in the 18-yard box. Pass has been cut out, and it can be cleared down the right side here for... No, it won't be. Roosing the striker at right back, letting the ball run for a throw-in. But if you're a Birmingham fan, you're going to be absolutely fuming with that decision. It's just not a corner at all. As Roberts plays it inside here. And Sunderland break. Rusin just caught on his toes there. Sunjic takes it away. Edge of the box. Gets onto his right foot. Plays it across here. It's now to Miyoshi on the right. Strong challenge. And there'll be a Sunderland throw-in. It was Hume with the slide tackle there, and the last touch came off the Japanese international. It was a great flick on though from Rusin at the near post, and on the volley, roof of the net, Bellingham put it home. But I just don't know how they've got a corner from that. It's Patrick Roberts beyond the halfway line, down the Sunderland right, plays it through towards the right back, running forward, Huggins, but it's been swept away there by Birmingham's number 44, Emmanuel Avu, who signed on a season loan from Cremonense, with an option to buy at the end of it. Huggins down the line, just misplaces his pass towards Roberts, throwing here for Birmingham with Cody Drame, who won promotion last season on loan at Luton. Cody Drame. It's his third championship loan. He's been on loan, obviously, with Luton last year, and then Cardiff the year before. His Bakun has been pickpocketed. Bellingham again on the edge of the box. He's been brought down. Not a strong enough challenge there for a foul, and Birmingham get away with it. Miyoshi on the right, into the path of Laird. Back to Miyoshi, just inside the Birmingham half. Battling there with the Sunderland players. And the ball's been played through. In behind for Oliver Burke. Just been forced out to the left-hand side here. Good ball by Jordan James for Birmingham. Burke waiting for support. Tries to play it down the line towards Sunjic. It's a poor ball and cleared by Sunderland to Patrick Roberts. Midway side his own half here on the near side. Sweeps the cross towards the left side. Great ball now. Finds Neil, the Sunderland captain. Furthest left here's Clark. Halfway inside the Birmingham half. 1-on-1 with Ethan Laird. Wants to get onto his right foot. Plays it inside to Neil. Across to Ekwa. Centre of the field. Plays it forward here towards Bellingham. Tackled by Avu. It's down the edge of the box now to Drame. Goes back to Ruddy in the 6-yard box. Clears it first time with his right foot up towards halfway. Miyoshi can't win it. It's now with Neil. Turns nicely and Ekwa does as well. It's now Rusin. Forced out to the left-hand side by Sanderson. Clark takes over. Switch out to the right. It's on again and it finds Roberts. 1-on-1 with Drame. Been forced out to the edge of the box here. Couldn't quite get the shot away. It's now Huggins. Inside to Ekwa. Forward to Rusin. Back to Ekwa again in holding midfield. Gets it out to the right-hand side now to Roberts. Can he get the cross in? He wants to get into his left foot. It goes on the right foot instead, and the cross has been blocked and away for a corner kick. That time it definitely is a corner for Sunderland. Last touch came off Cody Drame. But it's been complete domination for Sunderland so far in the opening 22 minutes. 9 shots, 2 on target, 67% possession. It's going to be an in-swinger on this near side from the left foot of Patrick Roberts. Got the short option of Ekwa. He's going to put it in again near post, and it's been helped on by a Birmingham player, and he'll drop to Bellingham again off the post and into the hands of John Ruddy. Right on the penalty spot. Bellingham was able to work a shot, and it looped with a deflection onto the post and into the very thankful hands of John Ruddy. And Sunderland are all over Birmingham in the opening exchange of this game. Yes, the lead came in a fortunate manner through a corner that really shouldn't have been. But cannot say that Sunderland haven't dominated the game anyway, as Ruddy clears up the field for Birmingham beyond the halfway line towards Burke. Loses out, but the ball drops to Sunjic on halfway, who pokes out towards the Birmingham right. It'll drop to Oliver Burke, who'll poke it forward towards Ethan Laird down the Birmingham right, but it's run out of pitch. And it goes for a Sunderland throw midway inside their own half, and it'll be taken by number 32, Trey Hume, who scored last season against Birmingham in their home victory back in April. It was a 2-1 win for Sunderland that day. In mid-April, they went 1-0 down. But Hume, just before half-time, made it 1-1, and then Amad Diallo made it 2-1 in the 75th minute, which completed the league double for Sunderland over Birmingham last season, won home and away. Ball played out to Patrick Roberts on halfway on this near side, brought down horrifically by Bakuna. That's got to be a yellow card, surely. No yellow card. That baffles me, that. Bakuna gets away with it, but Sunderland carry on playing. Bellingham just at this left-hand side. Clark, 1-2, looking for Bellingham again, outside the boot ball, looking down the left channel. It'll be Sanderson for Birmingham to get there first, towards the corner flag. And Bellingham tackles him strongly for a goal kick. Bellingham getting the Sunderland fans up for it. Against his former side, he's already scored once. He's well into this game, Bellingham. As he could have had a second at the near post. Avu for Birmingham helped it through into the box. Instead of defending, he was doing almost an attacking job there. As Bellingham's shot was deflected, it looped onto the post, and as I said, into the hands of Ruddy. But Bellingham, still only the age of 18, born September 2005. As Sunjic on halfway heads it forward to Bakuna for Birmingham, brings it down beautifully. He's got Stansfield drifting out to the left as support. Tries to go backwards to Sunjic, and then gets the return. And he goes inside on halfway to Sanderson. Forward to Miyoshi. He's got Ethan Laird overlapping on the right-hand side, and he'll feed it through to the right back who gets there, pulls it back. Burke with the strike to Stansfield off the line. To the edge of the box, helped on by Bellingham. And the counter-attack's on. Rusin. It's now been fouled to Clark on the left. Birmingham getting bodies back. Sunderland getting bodies forward. Clark running at Sanderson. Takes it on the left-hand side. Tight angle. Needs to try and get the cross in, but it's a great tackle by Avu, who will try and play out from the back now for Birmingham. Lays it off to Laird in the 18-yard box. Out to the right-hand side here to Miyoshi. Back to Sanderson. Across to Avu. And Roberts has gone down here for Sunderland. As Bakuna will... Well, the play will be stopped before Birmingham put it out of play. It's on the halfway line here, Roberts. And I think that came from the challenge from Bakuna just a minute ago, which I'm surprised he wasn't booked for. It was a high one. But Birmingham with their first big chance of the game. Sanderson worked out to the right to Miyoshi. Great marauding run forward from right back. Laird pulled it across to Burke, who didn't connect with a shot at all. It scuffled its way forward towards goal into the path of Stansfield, who swiped it towards the bottom left corner. And it did beat the goalkeeper, Patterson. But Huggins was on the line for Sunderland to clear it away. So very close to an equaliser there for the away side. As both sets of players go into the edge of the technical areas to get some fluids on and to get some instructions from their coaches. Obviously, you might remember recently, obviously with Rooney's introduction as head coach of Birmingham, the amount of coaches he brought with him. He's got Pete Shuttleworth, Carl Robinson, Ashley Cole and John O'Shea as assistant coaches. So he's definitely brought his own team with him. Wayne Rooney, he's not quite clipped though at the minute. Started with 3 losses to start his managerial career at Birmingham. Did get a draw in their last one though, to Ipswich, but they were 2-0 up. Stansfield in the 13th minute, then Ipswich own goal, but it was cancelled out by 2 Harnish goals in the 79th minute and the 89th minute for Birmingham to realistically drop 2 points. You know, being 2-0 up at home, even though they were against Ipswich, who were doing really well to start off their campaign this season in the second division of English football. You've got to be seeing those games through, unfortunately. Birmingham weren't able to. Roberts is standing on the halfway line, just off the pitch at the minute as we carry on with the game. As it's with Birmingham, just inside their own half here with Emmanuel Avu. Goes across number 5, Dion Sanderson. Came through the Wolves Academy, but joined Birmingham on a loan last season. He's now with them permanently and has been named captain at the start of the season. Only at the age of 23, Dion Sanderson, who's now on the ball. Just before the halfway line, he goes for an over-the-top ball. In behind, look for Oliver Burke on the right-wing position, who's been caught offside. And it'll be a free kick in the left-back position for Sunderland. Just couldn't quite stay on side there, Oliver Burke, as Patrick Roberts is still... He's back on the pitch, but he's just moving around, just trying to get some feel back into that injured left leg. As midway inside his own half, it's with Equa for Sunderland, the 6'2" older midfielder. Been impressed with him to start this game off as a short ball's nearly been pickpocketed. Has it? It nearly has. Patterson slides away. Comes here to Jordan James. It's now Bakuna. 25 yards out for Birmingham. From afar, he strikes it and it's struck wide. But Birmingham, ever so slowly, are starting to create chances. Yes, that one wasn't created off their own back. It was pretty much given away by Sunderland there. Playing out from the back. It was Triantis going short to Patterson. And on the edge of the 18-yard box, he was just about to be able to slide the ball away from Stansfield. And then Bakuna's strike from afar was just wasted. Miyoshi was out on the right-hand side there as well. Don't know why he didn't play it to him, but Sunderland now have it in their own half. Equa for Sunderland. Been tackled from behind by Stansfield, and it's picked up by Burke. Played forward to Sunjic. Out to the right now to Miyoshi. Ball through him behind, looking for Stansfield. It falls to the striker. Peeled out to the right-hand side here. Works across. Miyoshi with the shot, and it's into the top right left corner. What a goal from the Japanese international. He gets his third goal of the season. And I was just saying how Birmingham were just starting to slowly grow into the game, getting a couple of very good chances, and they've taken one of them. Koji Miyoshi signed on a free in the summer from Royal Antwerp. I'm just saying how Equa was having a good game. He gave it away there to Burke, and as Sunjic played it out to the right to Miyoshi. Ball in behind, looking for Stansfield. It was deflected away there by Triantis, only as far as Stansfield on the right, who quickly got the pull back into the 18-yard box, asking the question of the Sunderland defence, and they just couldn't answer it. Straight into Miyoshi. Unmarked, first time, left foot, opened the body, out to the top left corner. It's a great goal. Really cultured finish from Miyoshi, and Birmingham have a deserved equaliser. 1-1. And Sunderland are going to try and hit straight back at him. Patrick Roberts in the right wing position in the final third. Onto his left foot, crosses it, far post, controlled by Bellingham just away from him, and it cleared away by Jordan James. And it'll be a throw in for Sunderland midway side the Birmingham half. But that's a great finish. They won it back in a great area there, Birmingham. High inside the Sunderland half, taking it away from Equa. And Stansfield, who nearly didn't get on the end of that through ball from Miyoshi. Triantis got a touch away from Stansfield, but the striker was able to pick it up and pull it back, and Miyoshi with a great finish. Huggins, right back, strikes it. Oh, I think it's come off Sunderland man, but it's kept alive by Equa on the edge of the 18-yard box. Shoves it out to the right-hand side to Roberts. 1-on-1 here with Bakuna. Goes inside to Equa, about 35 yards away from goal, so still a lot of work here to do for Sunderland as they work it out to the left-hand side, bringing Hume into play from left-back. Forward to Clark. Back inside here to Neil. Equa. Back out again to that left-hand side. Clark takes it on the turn away from Laird. Driving inside, trying to get onto his right foot. Tackle fairly there, falls to Miyoshi. Plays the ball inside to Sunjic. He's getting a little bit of trouble here, the Croatian, but he's been forced out of trouble after being brought down illegally. Free kick in a right back position for the Blues. Who've got themselves an equaliser. After Bellingham, against his former side, put Sunderland ahead after a goal in the 17th minute from a corner that shouldn't have been given as a corner. But 13 minutes later, Miyoshi completely free in the 18-yard box. He was around 8 yards out. First time with the left foot, just opened up the body, top left corner. Patterson, no chance. It's a great goal. And Miyoshi feeds it through to Laird. Ball across the edge of the 18-yard box. Looking for Stansfield, cut out though by Sealt. And played forward now to Neil, who loses it in possession in midfield again for Sunderland, but then wins it back off Jordan James. It's now Equa. He slams it away for Sunderland. Cut out by Avu. Only as far as Bellingham on halfway on the Sunderland left. Being forced to go backwards here by Jordan James. It's now Triantis. Forward by Hume into Equa. Good ball around the corner. It's now Sunderland in possession, just inside their own half. It's been worked out to the right-hand side here to Sealt. Forward to Roberts on halfway. Drives away from Drame for the moment, but then tackled from behind by the Birmingham left-back. Throw in midway inside the Birmingham half on the near side for Sunderland. Throwing taken to Equa. Back into Huggins. Sealt. Triantis. Neil, bad touch. Sunjic wins it again in the Sunderland half. Breaking away. He's got Miyoshi to his right. Can he feed it to the Japanese man? He can. Miyoshi in the box. Going on the right foot. Pulling it across. Sunjic helps it across even more towards Burke. And he goes right through and cleared. What a chance that is. Right across the 6-yard box. And Roberts slams it away down the Sunderland right. On halfway. Brought down by Avu. Played forward to James. Back to Sanderson in the centre circle. Being pressed here by Bellingham. So falls back to the edge of the 18-yard box to Ruddy. Who goes forward here. It's to Stansfield, who's dropped deep for the ball and plays it forward, looking towards Miyoshi. Picked up though by Hume. That's played inside now to Equa in the centre circle. To the right now to Jensen Sealt, signed from PSV for £1.7 million in the summer. Sunderland's number 23. Making his third championship appearance. It's his first start for Sunderland. Came off the bench in his previous two. Still inside the Sunderland half here. If you are here, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Commentary coming tomorrow at 2 o'clock kickoff. West Ham taking on Nottingham Forest at 2 o'clock. Equa, ball down the right-hand side. It's a high one. It's going to be a throw in here for Birmingham in their left-back area. A little bit too much on it there for number 10. Patrick Roberts. And for that Birmingham goal, Stansfield has got 2 goals in his last 2 games. But that time he became provider. And Miyoshi, who's just scored his goal, nearly became provider again with that cross right through the 6-yard area. Sunjic swung at it and he went right through towards Burke at the far post but couldn't quite get there. And it was eventually cleared by Sunderland. Throwing down the line by Drame. Headed inside here by Huggins. Helped forward by Triantis. Hume. Ball over the top down the left looking for Jack Clark. Overhit. Collected by John Ruddy and thrown out by John Ruddy. What a throw that is. Ethan Laird gets forward into the Sunderland half. In a right wing position here, the full back overruns it though. And he's tackled there by Hume, who gets it inside here to Clark. That's a bit of a wasted chance there because Birmingham were getting plays forward there. And Ethan Laird had a lot of room to run into, but just overran it. Took too many heavy touches. And Sunderland are back in possession. And after a dominant opening 25 minutes, the tables have turned into Birmingham's favour. Sunderland have the ball at left back here with Trey Hume. Forward here towards Bellingham. Loses out to Sanderson. It's now with James. Tackled strongly by Bellingham. Thought he'd won the ball, but the referee goes the opposite way. Free kick for Birmingham. I mean, I know they're brothers, so it kind of goes without saying, but it is ridiculous how alike Job and Jude Bellingham are, looks-wise. I mean, again, I know the brothers, understand that, but, you know, they do look very identical. Job and Jude Bellingham. As it's a free kick far out for Birmingham, but it's a great chance just to lift this ball in the box. The goal scorer, Miyoshi's over it. It's one with pace, in towards the edge of the box. It's cleared away by Equa. Drops here to Drame. Headed away by Equa again into the path of Clark. He's one-on-one here with Miyoshi. Gets away from the challenge of Sunjic as well. Passes the halfway line. Looking out to the right-hand side. It's been cut out by Bakuna. And Birmingham are back in possession here. Going to charge down their left-hand side as they win a free kick inside their own half. Cody Drame, the man brought down. Try to surge forward from left-back. As it is, Ivan Sunjic over the free kick because he just goes back 10 yards to Avu and then gets the return. And then goes back to the right centre half, Sanderson. Across to Avu. From the presser, Bellingham's been forced back to John Ruddy in the 18-yard box. Takes a touch and clears it down the Birmingham right-hand side. And it finds Laird, who chests it down and goes inside. And then goes back on the outside. He's been brought down, well, not for a foul. No contact, says the referee. Sunderland break on the left-hand side. Clark, one-on-one with Sanderson. Early ball all the way through, and it's nearly fell to Roberts. But it's a really key interception there by Cody Drama. Patrick Roberts was coming in behind there to get that ball in the back of the net. But Cody Drama did a superb job to turn it behind. Ethan Laird from right back was driving inside, just entered the Sunderland halfway. He was tackled there and the referee didn't give him a free kick. So Sunderland counter-attack down their left-hand side where Birmingham were missing their right back and they nearly converted. Roberts with the short corner. He's been fouled again there by Bakuna for a second time. And I think Bakuna is going to escape another booking here. The Birmingham midfielder who represents... Oh, it's a book. Patrick Roberts is the one to be booked. The linesman has given a free kick to Sunderland, and I think the fact the Bakuna wasn't booked, Roberts has obviously said something to the referee, and then Roberts is the one who's been booked. Incredible. It's a free kick here for Sunderland, just next to the corner flag. So it's a bit of a better angled corner, really, which will work in Sunderland's favour. And it's going to be Roberts to swing it in. It's a good header away by Avu, helped away by Drame. It's not a great header, though. Bakuna gets it, though, for Birmingham. And then on the counter-attack, Miyoshi getting away from Bellingham and sending it out to the left of Stansfield, who won't get there ahead of Patterson. Good goalkeeping. Slides onto the ball. Nearly fell out of his box there, Patterson. Timed it correctly. But, yeah, Neil went down on the edge of the box there, which allowed Bakuna to break away. Do apologise. As it is with Avu. Ruddy. Miyoshi inside the Sunderland half. Ball through to Burke. What a touch that is. Right side of the box. Stansfield's with him. He squares it. Stansfield, oh, it's just behind him. It's taken away. Still with Burke, though, who goes down in the box. Loses balance. And it'll be a goal kick. That is a huge chance for Birmingham. Ruddy with the ball out to the right-hand side. Fine Laird again on halfway. Nodded it inside to Miyoshi, who played a ball through to Burke. Great touch by the striker, who played it across to Stansfield. It just went behind him, and it eventually fizzled out. But if Oliver Burke just squares it into the path of Stansfield, that's definitely 2-1. Sunderland now on the ball, just inside their own half here on the right-hand side. Inside to Aqua. He's looking towards the Sunderland left here. He's not yet released it in the centre circle and does do so now to Hume. It's now Neil, the captain. Still just inside the Sunderland half. They're not rushing anything here. The Black Cats, the home side. Triantis. Sealt forward to Roberts. Now we're in the Birmingham half. It's been kept in there by Huggins, sorry. And it's a throw-in eventually for Sunderland as it's been poked out of play on this near side and thrown back into the Sunderland half here with Jensen Sealt. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem at all. I hope everyone in the stream is enjoying this live commentary of this lunchtime championship kick-off as the ball forward there by Neil has been cut out by Avu. Forward to Stansfield. Great touch out to the left-hand side. Enters the box. He's got Bakuna overlapping. He goes on the inside and strikes it himself. It's deflected by, I think that was Aqua. And it'll be a corner kick on the near side for Birmingham. Sunderland have just really lost their way in the last 15 minutes. And in that last 15 minutes, they've obviously been pegged back to 1-1. But Birmingham are really starting to find their feet in this game. Sunderland definitely had the better 25 minutes, opening 25 minutes, but this last 15 or so, it's been all Birmingham. Really settled into the game, Wayne Rooney's side. And they could take a lead here. They've had plenty of chances to get in the lead before this corner, but it'll be an outswinger from the left foot of Miyoshi. Both centre-halves are up there for Birmingham. It's a glided one towards Sanderson, who helps it on. Back towards Miyoshi. Back from the corner, taker. Deflects for a throw-in this time on this near side. a lot of pace on that cross, which made it hard for Sanderson to head it towards goal, and obviously headed it back towards Miyoshi instead, which wasn't his intention. But they've still kept the ball. Birmingham with a throw-in. Drame with it, throws it into Miyoshi, who backheels it into Drame, who puts the cross in from left back. It's straight into the hands of Anthony Patterson in the 6-yard box, who wants to try and set this counter-attack off quickly. Rolls it out to left back Hume. Forward here to Clark, midway inside his own half. Plays it back to Hume at left back, into Clark again. Forward to Ekwa, short ball into Stansfield, edge of the box. Tackle by Ekwa, and it will fall into the hands there of Patterson. But Ekwa, who had a decent, well, like all the Sunderland players, they all had a decent opening 25 minutes, but this last 15, they've all started to be shaky in possession. Ekwa giving it away in such a dangerous area to Stansfield on the edge of the box. He was trying to dribble away from Ekwa, who was making up for his error, and he was able to take it away from the Birmingham forward. As again, Birmingham win it back in the Sunderland half. Sunjic forward to Burke. Midway inside the Sunderland half. Burke goes back into Sunjic. And across into the centre circle to Sanderson as Birmingham have possession. Ball down the right-hand side. Laird will give chase, but he's not quite quick enough. Throwing on the far side for Sunderland in the left-back area as we are closing in on half-time at the Stadium of Light, the 9th biggest football ground in England. Stadium of Light. As Spurs are still 1-0 up away at Wolves as they are edging towards half-time as well. It's Trey Hume with the throw in here at left-back for Sunderland. Down the line it goes. Bellingham loses out to James. Header inside by James, picked up by Burke. And Miyoshi inside looking for Stansfield. Good defending there for Sunderland. And it's a ball sprayed out towards the right-hand side. And it will not find Patrick Roberts. It's been headed away for a throw midway inside the Birmingham half by Cody Drame. It's been taken quickly by Roberts into Huggins. It's now back with Roberts. Slowing the game down here as we've hit the 45th minute. 5 minutes of added on time. Neil 1-2 with Ekwa. Down the right-hand side here, the holding midfielder. In a right-wing position, he puts a cross in which has been deflected. And it has to be headed behind by Emmanuel Avu. Ruddy was coming for it, but Avu was taking no chances. Heads it behind. Good 1-2 there between Neil and Ekwa. And as he put a right-footed cross in, it deflects off Drame. And in the 6-yard box near post, Avu heads behind for a corner. Sunderland's goal came from a corner on the opposite side. This time on the near side. They put one in towards the far post where it'll be an in-swinger. So it'll just swing in behind for a goal kick there. Tried to be kept alive there by Trey Hume, the left back, but just didn't quite have the pace and touch to keep it in play. And with 4 minutes left of additional time, it's 1-1. Sunderland took the lead in the 17th minute through a corner, which was headed on at the near post by Rusin and volleyed in from 6 yards by Bellingham. But very big question marks over the decision to give the corner, because the cross that came in previously from the corner was headed behind by Rusin, but somehow the officials gave a corner, and then the equaliser for Birmingham was scored by Japanese international Koji Miyoshi on the half-an-hour mark. Ball played into the box by Stansfield and an unmarked Miyoshi shot the ball into the far left corner, which gave Birmingham a deserved equaliser, because as I mentioned before, the last 20 or so minutes, they've definitely been the side on top at the Stadium of Light. Throwing down the line by Ethan Laird for Birmingham into the Sunderland half. Headed away for Sunderland, and it will drop in the end here to Triantis, who tries to play into the path of Jack Clark at left wing, but it's just gone out of play. Another throw in towards the halfway line here for Birmingham as Wayne Rooney watches on. First ever game as a manager against Sunderland for Wayne Rooney as they lose possession here from the throw in. Bellingham in midfield, looking for an option. Patrick Roberts is making a charge down the right-hand side, and it's found him. Oh, it's actually Huggins here, getting forward from right back, and he gets away from the challenge of Dramer. No, he doesn't. He's been brought down by the left back. Free kick for Sunderland. It was a run like a right winger there from Huggins, getting forward from fullback. And the linesman gave that as a foul on this near side. 2.5 minutes left of this half. Still 1-1. Entertaining lunchtime clash here on Remembrance Day. It'll be a left-footed cross here from the right-hand side by Patrick Roberts, who goes short to Ekwa. Across now to Neil. Back to Ekwa. Into his own half. It's a misplaced ball by Ekwa. Completely kills the momentum And they've been forced all the way back to the edge of the 18-yard box by Anthony Patterson, and that's a huge waste for Sunderland. Patterson, left-footed ball out to the right-hand side, does find Patrick Roberts on halfway, being followed here by Drame. Has to play back into his own half here to Ekwa. Triantis, clearance, in behind, looking for Rusin, the Ukrainian, who will get there ahead of Avu on the right-hand side, just outside the box at the minute. He's got Roberts in support, plays it into him, one-on-one with Drame. Roberts cuts onto his left foot in the corner of the box, lays it across, Ekwa from afar, shoots, blocked by Avu, back to Ekwa who nods it forward, cleared again for Birmingham. Only as far as Huggins, who loses out to Stansfield, drops to Bakuna, ball down the left-hand side, Burke will give chase, and it'll run out of pitch. Throwing for Sunderland in a right-back area as Bakuna released the ball, he's gone down here. And it's going to be a yellow card here for Trey Hume, who had just come across there to the Sunderland right. And as he tried to make up for losing possession, Bakuna released it and Hume caught him late after the ball had gone. And it's a rightly given yellow card for Trey Hume, third booking of the season. He's only been red carded this season in the opening game of the season for Sunderland in their loss to Ipswich. Just under a minute to go. Still waiting for this free kick to be taken just inside the Birmingham half on this near side. And they're going to launch it forward. High line for Sunderland, about 10 yards in front of the 18-yard box. But Birmingham are going to try to exploit it here. It's going to be Bakuna to launch it forward to the edge of the 18-yard box where Burt can't help it on. It'll drop to Miyoshi on the Birmingham right. Can't get away from the tackle of Hume, who will drive forward now for Sunderland. And he'll play a ball over the top, looking in behind for Rusin. It's cut out, though, really well by Ethan Laird, just before the 18-yard line. And it's now Bakuna on the Birmingham left. He's going to switch it out to the right-hand side, looking for Miyoshi. Great ball, good chest down, and flicks it over the head of Hume. What skill that is from Miyoshi, the goal scorer. And he wins a throw in there, midway side, the Sunderland half, as he kicks it off Hume. And that'll be that for the first half. This has been action-packed at the Stadium of Light. And there's been stories left, right and centre in this one. Opening 20 or so minutes, Sunderland with a side on top, dominating possession, dominating the shots at goal. And the first goal came in the 17th minute through Jobe Bellingham. A corner was given to Sunderland, which is going to be looked at as very controversial, as the corner came from a touch that seemed to come off a Sunderland man last, and that was Rusin, the striker. Looks like it came off him last, but they gave a corner, and from that corner it was put into the near post. It was flicked on by that striker, Nazari Rusin, straight into the 6-yard area, where Bellingham was allowed to volley home. Side-footed it into the roof of the net from close range, no chance for John Ruddy, and it gave, at the time, Sunderland a deserved lead. But when the goal went in, the tide just slightly changed. Birmingham started to get into the game more. They were having good chances, getting in behind the likes of Stansfield, Burke and Miyoshi in the front three, all linking up nicely together. And they were rewarded with their high-pressing play, winning the ball deep in the Sunderland half. And the ball was worked out to the right-hand side to Stansfield, who was able to pull the ball back into the box to an unmarked Miyoshi. And with his left foot, he opened up the body and directed it into the top left corner to give Birmingham a deserved equaliser, especially after the goal they conceded was very controversial. And then from then until half-time, it's pretty much been all Birmingham. With the good chances, they've had a ball across the 6-yard box, which couldn't be converted by Oliver Burke. It's not to say that Sunderland haven't had chances. Both teams have had chances, but Birmingham just look the team who look a bit more settled. Sunderland a bit erratic in possession at times. And at half-time, after an opening 50 minutes in the first half, it is Sunderland 1, Birmingham City 1. Decent half of football there in the Championship. I've enjoyed that. As we will get a 15-minute break now for half-time. So, half-time at the Stadium of Light. 1-1. Jobe Bellingham, who spent 11 years of his youth career at Birmingham, scoring against his former club, his childhood team, from 6 yards out. It just had to be. It was written for Jobe Bellingham to score against Birmingham. He made 26 appearances for Birmingham's first team, Job. Didn't score, unfortunately, for them. Only made 6 starts as well. And he was first in a Birmingham first team squad when he was aged 15 years and 321 days old. It's Colchester in the League Cup. So he's been a part of Birmingham's first team for, a good 3 years. And he's come back to haunt his boyhood club, where he made the move in the summer to Sunderland for £3 million. Obviously seeing that as the correct move for his career, to move away from Birmingham and go from playing in blue to red and white. And he's been decent in this first half, Joe Bellingham, but like all Sunderland players, they've just lost the flow of the game, really, since the goal, which is unusual, because usually when a team score, that's when they go and kick on and try and get more goals to build their lead, but they kind of just dropped off a little bit, and Birmingham grew into the game, and Sunderland couldn't quite match Birmingham's press, because that's what Birmingham were doing really well. And Rooney said this, when taking over at Birmingham, he wants to play high press in football. He wants to win the ball back in opposition half, and that's what Birmingham have done a lot in the first half, especially after the goal went in. After 20 minutes, they were doing it a lot better. Really putting the likes of Pierre Ekwa, the holding midfielder for Sunderland, under a lot of pressure, and he couldn't handle that pressure, Ekwa, a lot of the time, and they were winning the ball back deep in the Sunderland half, getting chances with the likes of Miyoshi, Burke and Stansfield. So it's been a very even half. First half of the half, I'd give it to Sunderland, and the second half, Birmingham were the much better side. So should set up the second half to be a very evenly fought contest. As at half-time, Wolves are trailing 1-0 to Spurs, who scored in the 3rd minute through Brennan Johnson. I think that's his first goal for Tottenham, signing from Nottingham Forest, who I am commentating on tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest travelling to West Ham to play at the London Stadium. But just having a look at this corner kick that was given. And as the cross goes in, it looks like it actually comes off the hand of Avu, the Birmingham centre-half, and then onto the head of Rusin. So, to say categorically it is 100% not a corner at all. Good ball in from Clark, headed on by Rusin at the near post, and then volleyed home by Bellingham from 6 yards out. Burke, who was marking him, just kind of let him have the shot. Literally, Burke just stood next to Bellingham and just went, go on then, have a strike, and then right into the roof of the net. Just about got it under the crossbar, Joe Bellingham. But as that Clark cross went in before the corner, it definitely came off Rusin last. It should not have been a corner, but in fairness, Birmingham didn't let that affect them. They came out better after the goal and got an equaliser. And look, the better side, and probably for Rooney, he didn't really want the half to end. But from the 1-1, they won it in the Sunderland half. Ekwa losing the ball, getting it forward to Stansfield, whose cross into the box wasn't cut out by Hume. And Miyoshi was just left there by number 25, Triantis, the Sunderland centre-half, just left unmarked, which allowed him to get a shot at the far post, and it nestled into the side netting. That's how you want to finish your strikes, Miyoshi. Because when they hit the side netting, goalkeepers have just not got a chance in the world to save them. Really good finish from the Japanese. Interesting, though, for Koji Miyoshi, who was signed on a free from Royal Antwerp. He suffered an ACL injury last season in October, so only managed 10 appearances in the Belgian league, and he only scored 1 goal. So it's a little bit of a risk to bring him in on a free, when you've just missed pretty much an entire season out with an ACL. But he's come in, Miyoshi. He's played in every game so far this season, including their 2 League Cup games that Birmingham played in. He's played, he's scored 3 times now in the Championship. His 2 other goals came in the 3rd game of the season against Bristol, and then in the 10th game against Huddersfield. And it looks like a decent little player, the 26-year-old former Royal Antwerp man. He's got Europa League experience, Miyoshi, from 2020 to 2022, playing Europa League football. But I think with Wayne Rooney, I think it's definitely just a case of patience. I think once this Sunderland side, are adapted to his way of playing, I do think, the tide will change. And I think Rooney will start getting the results. And, it could start today. If they pick 3 points up, it could be the change in the result that, turns Birmingham's season in the right direction. Obviously, losing the first 3 wasn't a great start. Losing 1-0 to Middlesbrough against Michael Carrick, then losing at home 2-0 to Hull through under Liam Rosenior, who worked under Rooney at Derby County, and then 3-1 away at Southampton. Not great results, but decent pick-up of a point last week against Ipswich, despite being 2-0 up. And, just the 1 point from the possible 12, dropping them down to 15th. But for Birmingham, if they were to win, they would go up to 10th place. Because when they sacked John Eustace, they were 6th in the table. And now after 4 games under Rooney, they're 15th. So do need to start rising up that table under the former Manchester United legend. If you are leaving for half times, make sure you return for the second half, which will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time. But if you could subscribe as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. It really helps the channel out. But Sunderland just needs to get a grip back in the game. They were controlling the midfield, which was giving them which was making them dominate the way they were. The likes of Pierre-Emerick was getting a lot of time on the ball. And Dan Neil and Joe Bellingham in the 2 other midfield spots were drifting wide to help the play, link up the play nicely. And it was all working well until the goal, where it all kind of changed a little bit and went back into Birmingham's favour a little bit, where they were able to get the equalizer. It's just funny how football writes itself, doesn't it? The way that it had to be Joe Bellingham to score the goal to put Sunderland 1-0 up. But second half will be getting underway in a couple of minutes' time, as Birmingham look for their first win under Wayne Rooney. A win for Sunderland for now would put them right up in towards the playoff spots as well. The other championship games on today. Southampton taking on travelling West Brom. Coventry Stoke. Sheffield Wednesday taking on Millwall. Watford welcome Rotherham. Middlesbrough take on Leicester. Huddersfield travel away to Hull. QPR at home to Bristol. Ipswich take on Swansea. Leeds host Plymouth. And Cardiff take on Norwich City. So they're the other games for this weekend in the Championship, as the table now is just starting to shape up a little bit more. Now we're into game week 16 of the season. You're just starting to see who are more unlikely going to be down there come the end of the season, who maybe will be aiming towards the playoff spots. But it's all to play for at the Stadium of Light, as we are all level 1-1. But for Sunderland this season, at home, they have won 4 and lost 3, yet to draw at home this season. Did lose their first 2 games of the season. Sunderland home 2-1 to Ipswich and away 2-1 to Preston. But they went on a nice little unbeaten run from game 3 to 7, winning 4, scoring 13 goals. Winning 4 on the bounce against Rotherham, Southampton, QPR and Blackburn Rovers. Drawing the 1 as well against Coventry 0-0. And then just slipped off a little bit. 1 win in their last 5. And that 1 win came against Norwich. They've lost 3 of those 5. They actually ended up going on a 3-game losing streak against Middlesbrough at home, which they were battered 4-0. Then they went away to Stoke and lost 2-1. Then to Leicester and lost 1-0. So it's definitely been a mixed bag for Sunderland to start the season off, but they're right near the playoff spots. So you've kind of got to just look at that and take it for what it is and just try and stay there. You know, when you do lose 3 in a row in the Championship, you've just got to, it's weird because a run like that can just send you down the table so quick, and then a win streak like that can send you up the table so quick. So if you are losing 2 in a row, then 3, you've just got to try and plug it as soon as possible and just try and forget it. It's like, say if you lose 3 in a row and then draw the next one, it's kind of just like, right, forget those 3 losses, just focus now on trying to get some points together. I think it's definitely the case in the Championship. I've mentioned it before the game. You've just got to be consistent, and if you kind of let a bad run take over too much, which happens to pretty much every team every season in the Championship, every team's going to go on a bad run of some sort. You know, some might last just 2 games, some might last 7, 8, 9 games. It's just trying to plug the bad run and just trying to kind of forget about it and move on and just collect those points that are obviously so hard to come by in this year's Championship because there's just so many big clubs and good teams. It's definitely going to be interesting how the table shapes up come the end of the 46 games this season, that's for sure. As Wayne Rooney there, he's sat in the dugout. As I mentioned before, he's never actually managed a game against Sunderland, but he did play against them 17 times as a player, winning 13 times, scoring once at this stadium, you might remember, on the last day of the 2011-2012 season, where he thought that his goal was enough for Manchester United to win the title. Little did United know that Edin Dzeko and Sergio Aguero was going to score in added on time against QPR at the Etihad to give Manchester City the title. So not the best of memories for Wayne Rooney at this ground. Only got beat once against the Sunderland in his playing career in 17. As the players are back out for the second half of this game between Sunderland and Birmingham. It's 1-1. Goals from Bellingham and Miyoshi keep the teams level. As it would be Sunderland kicking off, kicking right to left. Birmingham left to right. As the referee, Dean Whitestone, brings the ball back out. First Football League game he ever refereed, Dean Whitestone, was back in 2005. So a very experienced EFL referee. As we are waiting for the referee's whistle to kick-start this second half. And it's Sunderland to go back to Ekwa. It's now Neil looking towards the Sunderland left. It's been cut out by Miyoshi. What a poor start that is from Sunderland. Stansfield making a run forward down the right-hand side. It's been cut out, but then he finds Laird, who plays it forward to Stansfield and then gets the return. Laird on the byline, lifts the ball in. Far post, Bakuna's going to go for it. It goes beyond him and the Sunderland defender. And eventually cleared by Patrick Roberts, but kept alive for Birmingham there by Jordan James. It's now back on halfway with Sanderson. Out to the right now to Laird. Tries to go on the inside on Clark, but he's been took down, but fairly, says the referee. It's now Clark on the left. Midway side the Birmingham half. He gets away from James. Well, he did first time, but then as Clark got in front of James, he was pulled down there by the Welsh midfielder, and it'll be a free kick for Sunderland. Frantic opening 45 seconds to the first half. Birmingham getting forward on Sunderland after a misplaced Dan Neil pass, and then Sunderland charging forward there as they won the ball off Ethan Laird, and Clark wins his side a free kick, booking for James. So Sunderland are going to send their centre-halves forward. It's around 30 yards from goal, possibly even further. So I don't think Patrick Roberts is going to fancy the strike. It's a one-man war for Birmingham. It's going to be the left foot of Roberts. He's going to play it out wide, though, to Jack Clark. One-on-one with Miyoshi. Enters the box. Onto his right foot. He plays it across towards Neil. It's cut out, though, by James. And it'll be chased down here by the central midfielder, but it'll be won back by Huggins. It goes back here to Patterson for Sunderland. Out to the right-back area to Equa. 1-2 there with Huggins. Now back to the right-back, in a right-back area. And it's now with Sealt for Sunderland. Equa, long ball, over the top. Finds Bellingham, he brings it down there to the 18-yard box and lets fly with a strike that's deflected off Sanderson. He'll drop to Rusin for Sunderland. It's kept alive here in the final third. Spread out wider here by Neil into Huggins. It's now Roberts. One-on-one here with Drame. Takes it in the box. Onto his left foot. He plays it back here to Equa. 25 yards from goal. Clips it towards the far post. It's a heavy one over hit. And he'll go through for a goal kick for Birmingham. A very quick start to the second half. It's what we like to see. But talking about change as well for Birmingham, in the summer they brought in 12 new players and let go of 3. The likes of Bellingham left, Chong as well, Sam Cosgrove, Troy Deeney also went as well, George Friend. So a lot of change for Birmingham, and only 3 who started the game last time they came here against Sunderland survive. Ruddy. I was given away. I'm going to have to come back to you on that one. Roberts. Equa. Forward into Neil. 20 yards from goal on the left-hand side. Links up here with Clark. The Sunderland left winger plays it back inside to Equa, who takes it away from Sunjic. Equa on the edge of the box. Pokes it forward, looking for Roberts. It's been cleared eventually by Bakuna, who will get onto his own clearance. And he has it on the left-hand side here. Bakuna. Forward, it's a low one. Down the path, looking for Stansfield, and he'll get towards it. Charging towards the corner flag here for Birmingham. Being closed down here by Triantis. He's got Burke in support. Stansfield goes back towards Bakuna. It's a short pass, but it does fall to Bakuna, who drives inside for Birmingham. Tackled, though, by Equa. And it's now Roberts to drive forward. Pass past the halfway line, and looking for a ball out to the right to Nazari Rusin. But it's overhit and out for a Birmingham throw-in. Definitely looks a good player. Jay Stansfield, whose dad, Adam, unfortunately passed away in August of 2010. And he was formerly of Exeter City. And Stansfield, Jay, did start his youth career at Exeter before going to Fulham. And then made a return to Exeter last season in a very heartfelt loan, where he scored 9 in League One last season for Exeter Stansfield. And now making his first appearances in the Championship. It's on the halfway line here with Sunderland with Bellingham. Hume. Midway inside his own half of a pass back to number 25, Triantis, who he won the league with last season with Central Coast, back in Australian A-League. Triantis is the ball forward by Patterson, helped on by Bellingham. He'll drop to Rusin, who loses out in possession in the midfield, so it's back with Birmingham. With Drame. Charging forward in the centre circle. He's been forced back towards his own goal here to Avu at centre-back. And out to the right it goes to Laird. Driving forward towards the halfway line. Plays a ball down the right channel. Deflects off a Sunderland man and played down the line to Rusin. It goes back here to Hume. Inside to Bellingham, who needs to release the ball here. And he does do so by going backwards here to Sealt. It's now Patrick Roberts. 10 yards inside the Birmingham half. He drives further forward here for the Black Cats. He's got Drame in support. He pokes it forward looking for Huggins, but it deflects to Bakuna. In a left-back area for Birmingham. He charges forward here. Bakuna away from Equa as well. What a run. This is from Bakuna. And he plays the ball forward looking for Burke. It's misplaced though, and it's won back by Sunderland. It's now with Bellingham. He's got Clark to his left. He'll play it to the Sunderland left winger. One-on-one here with Laird. Goes on the outside. Byline. Pulls it across. But he ran out of pitch there. Clark. Out it went. Goal kick for Birmingham. Jack Clark, who's been absolute fire this season for Sunderland. 9 goals so far this season. He's scored 2 braces against Blackburn and Sheffield Wednesday, as he did just run out of play there as he took it on the outside of Ethan Laird. But last season, Jack Clark in 45 Championship appearances scored 9 goals. He's already on that this season in 16. So very much improving his numbers, Jack Clark, this season, as there's been a lot of interest in him, especially from Burnley. As Bellingham brought down from behind there by Avu. Free kick for the home side. Avu offering his apologies there to the referee for the foul. Hume at left back for Sunderland. All Birmingham players currently sitting behind the ball as we're just passing the 52nd minute. Oh, misplaced ball. What is that? Miyoshi wins it on the centre circle, but heavy touch. Gives it back to Ekwa for Sunderland. Got away with that there. I think it's Triantis with the short ball. Ekwa switches it out to the right-hand side. Gives something for Roberts to chase, but it's too much to chase. Out he goes for a goal kick. Well seen behind there by Cody Drame. Some easy fixtures you could label for both sides coming up. Sunderland have got Plymouth away, Huddersfield at home, and Millwall away, who are all, 18th or below. And then for Birmingham, they've got Sheffield United at home, who are rock bottom. Then they've got Blackburn away, who are 10th, and then Rotherham at home, who are 23rd. So their next two home fixtures should be wins for Birmingham against Sheffield Wednesday and Rotherham. Oh, it's been given away here. Bellingham out towards the left, towards Clark. Great interception by James. It's now Avu at the back for Birmingham. Try to bring it forward. Goes back to Sunjic, who just slams it away into the Sunderland half. Out to the left-hand side, looking for Burke. It's been headed back, though, by Huggins. It'll be Triantis. Sealt now for Sunderland. Back into the 18-yard box now to Patterson. Left-footed clearance. Out towards the Sunderland left. Headed forward, though, by Laird. Only as far as Neil. Midway side, his own half here for Sunderland. Back he goes to Pierre Ekwa, who was former of Chelsea for 3 years before joining West Ham, where he left in January of this year to join Sunderland in an undisclosed fee. Now Neil in the centre circle, being pressed by Burke. Moves it away from the Birmingham forward. Gets it back out to the right now to Sealt. Across to Triantis. It's now Hume at left back. Plays it forward on halfway to Clark. Inside to Ekwa, who needs to release it if possible. Goes to his right here to Neil. Gets it forward now into Huggins and now to Roberts in right wing position onto his left foot. Plays it back here. And then inside it goes to Ekwa. Tries to play it inside. It's cleared though in the end to Sunjic on the edge of the 18-yard box. Turns away from Ekwa. Tries to play it down the line, but it deflects off a Sunderland man. Throwing midway inside the Birmingham half there for the Blues. Just under 10 minutes into the second half. It still remains 1-1. Tony Mowbray, the Sunderland head coach, he's won his last 6 in a row against Birmingham. Won both last season for Sunderland and then won 4 times against them for Blackburn as well, the previous club he was at. Took over in August of last season, Tony Mowbray, where they got off to a decent start. It's now with Ruddy for Birmingham in the 18-yard box. Goes across to the left here to Emmanuel Avu, who was relegated last season with Cremonense. Now he's on loan here at Birmingham. Ball long by Ruddy. Header won by Laird. Stansfield now to Miyoshi, and he gets the return. Stansfield in a right wing position. Plays it back here to Laird. Outside the box. Puts a low cross in there, looking for Burke. It's been poked away. Only as far as Jordan James for Birmingham. Midway inside the Sunderland half. Gets it away from Bellingham. Pokes it through towards Stansfield, which well intercepted by Hume and played forward to Clark. Counter-attacks on. He passes the halfway line here. 1-on-1 with Sanderson. Bodies charging forward here for Sunderland. He works out to the right-hand side here to Roberts. Outside the box. Plays it through into the box on the right-hand side to Rusin, who shoots. And it's a well-timed block there by Avu. Only as far as Sunderland. 1-2. Huggins with Roberts. And it's a cross by Huggins. Comes off Avu. And it's a corner for the home side. Well defended there twice by Emmanuel Avu, who intercepted the first pass, or the first shot there by Rusin. And as it dropped back here, Roberts with 1-2 with Huggins. And then the cross came off Avu again. And it's a corner on the far side. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger here from the former Manchester City man, Patrick Roberts. He wants to go short, and he will go short here to Clark. Gets the return on the angle. Roberts, it's a deep one, and it'll be helped back inside, and it's turned home from another corner. Sunderland score, and it's Australian Triantis with the goal, making his championship debut for his new side. He won't have an easier finish than that. And once again, Birmingham beaten by a set piece. Both corners, both horrifically defended. Sunderland have a 2-1 lead, and they restore the lead they once had in the first half. We'll have to try and see where it all went wrong. It went short to Clark, who replayed it back into Roberts, who put a cross in a far post. It nearly swung out of play, but it was kept alive by Trey Hume, who headed it back across goal into the 6-yard box. It's a fantastic header by Hume, right over John Ruddy. And as Avu tried to clear, did it come off Sanderson last? Avu cleared it off the line. But as he cleared it off the line, it hit the arm of Sanderson and into the back of the net. The two centre-backs for Birmingham getting a big mess. And it gives Sunderland the lead. It's no championship debut goal for Nectarius Triantis, the Australian centre-half. That's surely got to go down as a Sanderson own goal. And it's just a massive mess-up at the back for Birmingham from another corner. It's Sunderland's strength. It's Birmingham's kryptonite. And they are 2-1 down at the Stadium of Light. Oh, it's so bad defensively there for Sunderland. It really, for Birmingham. And it's just too easy for Sunderland. It really is. 2-1. And to be fair, as I said, you can't take anything away from the Trey Hume header back across goal. And Avu did so well to get the clearance away, but just straight off Sanderson. As Sunderland come again in the 18-yard box. Clark on the left, cut onto his right foot. He shoots off Rusin, and it's dealt with by Birmingham on the edge of the box now by Sunic. Works it out to the left here to Bakuna. Not got many options. He's going to go for a ball over the top, looking for Stansfield. It's cut out by Triantis. And Neil goes back here. And then played out wide left there to Hume, who got the assist there for that own goal. Yep, goes down as a Sanderson own goal. Sunderland now confident, and they want more. Bellingham, ball over the top, looking down the left channel for Clark. Too heavy, runs through for John Ruddy, who has now conceded the 21 goals already this season, John Ruddy. Bakuna, halfway line, ball over the top again, looking for Oliver Burt this time, but it's collected by Patterson. And he rolls it out quickly here to Jensen Seelt. It's unfortunate there for Triantis, thinking he'd got his first Sunderland goal in his first championship appearance. But the last touch came off Sanderson as it was cleared off the line by Avu. Very unfortunate way to concede for Birmingham, but they just didn't deal with the corner well enough at all. And they've been punished again. And we're half an hour to go. They are 2-1 down. It's Avu at the back for Birmingham. Pokes it forward to Bakuna, midway inside the Birmingham half. Drame takes the turn away from Roberts. Drives inside now. Good run here from the Birmingham left back. And then plays down the line to Stansfield, who will get there ahead of Seelt for the moment. But then it's poked away for a throw-in for Birmingham, which will be delayed, as there's going to be a change here, first of the game, with half an hour to go. It's going to be Nazari Rusin, who got the assist for the Bellingham goal in the first half. Flick on at the near post from the corner. Will be replaced here by Abdullah Bar. Attacking midfielder Abdullah Bar, but can definitely play up front as well. Great ball at the back post by Roberts. Like, it's a deep one, but it finds Hume, and Hume does superbly well at the byline to keep it in and get it over Ruddy, who'd gone towards the near post. It went over Ruddy, and then Avu got there to clear, and it came off the hand of Sanderson and into the back of the net. It's just so unlucky. Like, do not get me wrong, Birmingham don't deal with it well, but Avu did so well on the line to try and clear, and unfortunately it's cleared it off the hand of Sanderson as James loses it in the midfield for Birmingham, and Equa plays it forward into Bar, who's just come off the bench. He strides forward, Plays out to the left, it's Clark, edge of the 18-yard box, enters the box, he's got the overlap, goes on his own, no, then feeds the overlap. Neil slots it, tries to get it under Ruddy, and he saves it for a corner, I think. No flag. Clark took it on the inside, then fed the overlap on the outside to Neil, who tried to go through the legs of Ruddy. Came off the goalkeeper and then off Laird for a corner. Nearly doubling their lead there. Sunderland, who this time have took the lead and are trying to build on it, unlike last time in the first half where they took the lead and kind of took the foot off the gas a little bit. It's gone short. It's back out now to Roberts on the near side. Plays it forward to Clark, who gets it, well, tried to get in the box, but he sliced it well away from the box. But he will be kept in on the far side there by Hume, who goes back to the halfway line to Equa, who sees a switch out on the left-hand side. He's going to look for, I don't know who he's looking for because no one's there. Throwing for Birmingham on the near side. Poor ball there from Pierre Equa, former France under-20 international. Tottenham still lead 1-0 away at Wolves. Ethan Laird with this throw in at right back for Birmingham. It's going to be a long throw down the line. Header won by Clark inside for Sunderland, helped on by Sunjic, but only falls as far as Equa for Sunderland in the Birmingham half. Goes back to the halfway line here to Sealt, then out to the right here to Huggins. Lays it off to Abdelrahbar, who allows Equa to take over, and he goes back into his own half here to Jensen Sealt, who goes across to Triantis, of Greek origin, born in Australia, as he plays it forward here to Barr, who loses out in the centre circle to Avu. Now Sanderson out to the left of Bakuna, crosses the halfway line and plays a long ball over the top. It's a high one and it's towards absolutely no one. Right through into the 18-yard box for Patterson to collect for Sunderland. Really poor, nowhere near Oliver Burke, as Patterson will now roll it forward to Neil. Overplays it, and Laird picks it up. Miyoshi forward to Stansfield, back out to the right to Laird, who chests it down very well. Challenging ball to take on, but he took it on well. Gets the step overs and clips it into the far post where Bakuna nearly gets there, but it's dealt with by Huggins, and it'll be a corner for Birmingham on the far side. Well worked there by Stansfield to work it to Laird at right back, who'd got forward in the right wing position. A couple of step overs and a deep cross, and he's won a corner from it. Taken short. Miyoshi, in it goes. Header won though by Hume. Drops to the edge of the box here to Drame. Out back left to Bakuna. 1-on-1 with Barr. 22 yards from goal. Shifts it onto his right foot. Keeps it away from Bellingham but can't get away from Neil. Cleared forward towards Barr. He's been dispossessed. And it's back with Birmingham on halfway to Sanderson, who lets Birmingham players get back in position to keep possession. It's now Sanderson just inside his own half in a left centre-back position. Ball goes back now to John Ruddy, 37-year-old for Birmingham. Made the one England appearance. John Ruddy, is Avu, tries to go over the top, cut out towards Oliver Burke. It's now Clark. Header's misplaced and drops to Stansfield as he loses out to Clark, and then Clark loses out to Laird. All in the Sunderland half. Laird goes back towards Jordan James, who's been brought down fairly, says the referee. There's Rooney shaking the head, not happy there. Not really much in it, to be fair. From Clark on James. No, not from me. Jordan James just looks like he's trying to play for that a little bit too much. And I think the referee saw that. And just before the halfway line, inside their own half, Sunderland have a throw-in on this near side. They throw it back to Triantis. Across to Sealt. And then back to Patterson in the 18-yard box for the goalkeeper, who clears it with the left foot. It's not a very convincing one, and Jordan James heads it forward to Stansfield, who can keep it alive here for Birmingham on the right-hand side, drifting out from the striker position to the right wing area. Ball inside to James. Across it goes to Bakuna. 25 yards from goal. He's being closed down by Barr. Sends it back out to the right-hand side to Laird. He's got bodies in the box as he tries to take it on there. It'll roll out for a corner. Ethan Laird was 1-on-1 with Clark. Clark tackled him and poked it away for a corner. Miyoshi's coming over to take it. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger on the near side. Birmingham have conceded 2 goals today, and they've both come from corners. Can they score one of their own, though, this time? Miyoshi with the ball. It's a gliding one into the hands of Patterson. Easy catch. Easy as you like for the goalkeeper, who's an academy graduate from Sunderland. Signed a new 5-year contract in September of this year. And I've seen written down online, when I was looking at Patterson's style of play, the goalkeeper, his weaknesses was coming for crosses. He just completely proved that wrong. He came for that cross and was very confident and caught it well as Abdelabbar loses out to Avu. Forward by Miyoshi. It's a heavy touch by Burke on the edge of the 18-yard box. And it be cleared by Patterson. Got to be better than that, Burke. Ball forward, brought down by Bellingham and shifts it out to the right to Roberts. Great hold-up play by Bellingham, who will now charge down the right-hand side. And it will be played instead here to Huggins. Getting forward from right back, crosses it off Sanderson. Corner for Sunderland. They won't like this. Birmingham already conceding twice from corners. It looks like Sunderland are going to make a double change soon. On the far side, it's going to be an in-swinger from Roberts. Are they going to go short this time? Are they going to put it straight in the box? Triantis is up there. Sealt as well. Both centre-halves. It's a lifted one towards the edge of the box there. Hume heads it across. Picked up by Stansfield. It's cleared away and Miyoshi will give chase. But it will be Neil to get there first on halfway for Sunderland. And they regain and reclaim possession, the home side. And they're just going to settle the game down here, letting players get back in position from the set piece. As it's with Trey Hume. Forward to Neil. Back to Trey Hume. Getting closer towards his own 18-yard box. Gets out to the right-hand side here to Sealt. Forward. Intercepted by Bakuna. But the touch will drop towards Neil. Who loses out to Jordan James in the centre circle. Who plays out wide right now for Birmingham. Miyoshi cutting inside onto his left foot. From afar. Can he shoot? He nearly overruns it. But it drops to Bakuna who shoots. And it's an easy save for Patterson. He's had to move across to his left ever so slightly to catch the ball from Juninho Bakuna's shot. Sunderland go over the top, in behind, looking for Bellingham. He gets there ahead of Sanderson in the box. He's not got many options with him. Bellingham, as he gets it across in the 6-yard box, but no one's there. And he didn't know that. And Ruddy can collect easily. And Ruddy throws it out to the left-hand side now. As Birmingham bring it forward with Cody Drame. About 10 yards away from the halfway line. He goes backwards into his own half now with Sanderson. To Avu, sorry. He goes forward to James, then into Sanderson, the captain, who scored the own goal for the Sunderland leader at the minute. Miyoshi on halfway plays it into the path of Ethan Laird, who's got forward from fullback. Not got many blue shirts with him, Ethan Laird. He's a bit isolated one-on-one here. As he's near the box, he enters the box on the right side. He's got the overlap of Miyoshi, uses it to create more space, and then put the cross on himself on the penalty spot. It's cleared by Sunderland. Well, as far as Jordan James, who keeps it alive here for Birmingham. Sunjic out to the far left now to Drame, who's got forward from left back. Driving inside, edge of the box, right-footed deflected shot, and it'll go wide for a corner. 20 minutes to go, Birmingham getting forward and putting pressure on themselves for Sunderland to have to deal with. Still 1-0 to Spurs, away at Wolves. Thanks to everyone who's here. It's very much appreciated that you're all sticking around. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Next commentary coming tomorrow. West Ham taking on Nottingham Forest at 2 o'clock. As we're going to have a Birmingham change first of all with Jordan James, who is on a booking for Birmingham. He's going to be replaced by number 17, Siriki Dembele, who joined on an undisclosed fee from Bournemouth this summer. Spent a bit of last season out on loan in League One. And his brother, Karamoko, who's formerly with Celtic, is currently at Blackpool. Making his 49th appearance in the Championship. Dembele, as he was previously of Peterborough before Bournemouth. It's going to be a Bakuna. Glided ball. Patterson comes for it. Doesn't deal with it very well. Ekwa helps it away to the edge of the box. And Barr helps on once more towards the halfway line as Cody Drame will get there. There's Patterson's just hobbling a little bit after coming for that cross. as Sunderland are yet to make those double changes I've spoken about before. As Bakuna sends it out to the right-hand side, and Lair touches it down in the final third, gets away from the challenge of the Sunderland man, plays it inside to Miyoshi, left-footed. Oh, he wanted to shoot, but he hesitated, and Ekwa takes it away. All as far as Sunjic, who strikes it forward, blocked and cleared for Sunderland, but not kept away from Birmingham, who brings it forward again with Dembele on the left. Off the bench, driving forward into the final third. Again, he's not got much support on that left, and he wins the throw-in. Patrick Roberts coming back to do his defensive work well. Solid commentary, mate. Cheers. Thank you very much. Appreciate that comment. Hope you're all enjoying this lunchtime commentary between Sunderland and Birmingham. It's been a very good championship game. I've enjoyed it so far. As we are now going to get these changes for Sunderland. Number 10, Patrick Roberts. And Jobe Bellingham. They are both going to be the players coming off. Jobe Bellingham has worked his absolute socks off in that midfield. He scored the opening goal in the 17th minute from the corner, 6 yards out. Volleyed it into the roof of the net past John Ruddy to score beyond and score it against his former club, his boyhood club, the team he supports. And he'll be replaced by number 22, Adil Al-Shish. And Patrick Roberts will be replaced by number 12, Elisa Mayenda, who joined from France this season. First time in the squad for Sunderland, and it's his first appearance off the bench as well. So 2 changes for Sunderland and the 1 for Birmingham. As we restart with Sanderson in the centre circle on the halfway line. Plays it forward to Miyoshi, takes it on the turn and loses it to Clark, who gets away from Bakuna beyond the halfway line. He's got Mayenda to his left, who's just come off the bench, and he feeds it to him. In the box, plays it across towards Clark. It deflects to Ruddy, who catches. Nearly another own goal there. Ruddy rolls out quickly to Bakuna, who tries to get into the path of Miyoshi, but he loses out to Neil, who gets out to the left-hand side here to Clark. In the box, on his right foot, shoots, and it's deflected off Sanderson. Corner for Sunderland on the far side. Sunderland coming close. Jack Clark with a superb run, then feeding it out to the left to Mayenda, who drifted out to the left-hand side and pulled the ball across, and it was cut out by Avu, and it came, as he deflected it, Avu, it came off the on-rushing Miyoshi, who deflected it into the hands of John Ruddy, with a pace as well, so Ruddy did well to react to it. As the ball goes in, headed away by Avu, only as far as the box towards Clark, who can't strike. The ball's been taken away from him by Miyoshi. The clearance goes towards Jay Stansfield for Birmingham, but he is beaten to it, and Sunderland have it back on the edge of the 18-yard box for Patterson. Clears forward down the Sunderland right, headed forward by Avu for Birmingham, helped on by Sunjic. Headed away by Ekwu, and it's now collected for Sunderland. Huggins charging down the left-hand side. He finds Clark. One-on-one here with Laird. Enters the box onto his right foot. Just loses possession momentarily, but then takes it on the outside and then pulls it across! And Sunderland have a 3-1 lead. Straight off the bench, Adil Ashish with the goal. Jack Clark on that left-hand side, doing ever so well. At one moment, he'd lost possession, but then he won it straight back, took it on the outside, played it across, and it's an easy finish for Adil Ashish, who scores his first goal for Sunderland. Oh, Jack Clark just lost control of the ball momentarily, and it looked like Sunjic for Birmingham could take it away. But Clark was quick enough to regain the possession, poke it back into his path, to then take on Ethan Laird. And he did that successfully, pulled it across, 6 yards out. Ashish was able to get in front of Cody Drame, sorry. And Ashish gets his first Sunderland goal. It's been a much better second half for Sunderland. The second half of the first half, they were pretty poor. Once they scored the first goal, they kind of went back in performance. And Birmingham got back in it with the equalizer. But this second half, it's been very much Sunderland, the team dominating and making the chances. And as you can see, scoring the goals. But Jack Clarke, he might not have scored so far today, despite having 9 goals for the season already. But he's been fantastic on that left, and he's got an assist for that goal for Adil Ashish, signed in the summer from FC Lorient. As it's going to be a double change for Birmingham. 2 strikers off. Oliver Burke and Jay Stansfield are going to be replaced by 2 other strikers of Lucas Jukovic and Scott Hogan. Birmingham's number 9, Scott Hogan, got 10 championship goals last season, including a hat-trick last September to West Brom in a 3-2 win. They need their goals now more than ever to try and somehow turn around this 3-1 deficit they've got. And in the opening 5 games for Rooney, it looks like it's going to be 1 point from a possible 15. 1 draw and 4 losses. John Ruddy clears it forward for Birmingham, helped on by Jukovic, but volleyed away by Huggins. Towards the halfway line, it goes over the head of Sanderson towards Barr, who loses out to Laird on halfway. And it's now back in possession of Birmingham City. Midway inside their own half with Emmanuel Avu. Takes it away there from Ashish. And out it goes to the right-hand side towards Miyoshi. It's right on the corner flag on this near side. He keeps it in, but can't keep the touch away from the byline, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. Just really good winger play from Jack Clarke, because as I mentioned, as he entered the box, he just lost control of the ball, and Sunjic could have took it away, but Clarke was quick enough to react to the fact that he just lost the ball from under his spell, won it back, took on Laird across the box, and Ashish was there to just touch it home from a couple of yards out. As Miyoshi wins it here for Birmingham, he's been dispossessed by Neal in midfield, and Sunderland send it out to the left to Clarke again. They're going in for the kill here now, Sunderland. Midway inside the opposition half. Clarke drives inside and plays it forward, looking for the run of number 12, Mayenda. But it's just gone beyond him. Through to John Ruddy. It's now Sanderson bringing it forward from centre half. Playing it forward down towards the left-hand side, but it's been cut out here by Barr. And played forward now to Ashish. On the Sunderland right. The goal scorer, scoring his first for the club. Just slowing the game down and going back here to right back Huggins. Whose short ball to Ekwa has been dispossessed here. And Dembele gets it into Hogan from afar. He's got to shoot, and it's just wide. Scott Hogan just come off the bench, takes it on early from outside the box. And he nearly scored. It was well won back by Dembele off Ekwa. And Scott Hogan was charging forward. And around 25 yards from goal, he went towards the bottom left corner. And it just bounced wide of the post. Patterson was diving. Don't think he would have got that if it was on target. And with 10 minutes to go, Birmingham come close, but not close enough. And Patterson's ball out towards the Sunderland right. It's gone straight out of play. Throwing for Birmingham, midway inside their own half. As again, thank you to everyone who's here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Commentary coming up tomorrow. West Ham taking on Nottingham Forest. Sunjic on the edge of the box has been dispossessed, and Sunderland clear up the field towards the halfway line to Barr. Header won by Sanderson, picked up by Dembele. It's now Bakuna. Forward now to Jukovic. Laird at right back, getting forward for Birmingham in the final third. Can he get the cross in here on the right-hand side? He's been tackled strongly by Hume. Throwing for the away side. Take its time to get the ball to the right back, Ethan Laird, for this throw-in. Laird throws it into Miyoshi and can't even get a simple 5-yard pass right. Miyoshi's return. Straight back towards Laird, and he went out of play. There is Ashley Cole, one of many assistant managers Rooney's brought into Birmingham City. It's not quite working yet. I wouldn't mind. For the back end of that first half, they were really good, Birmingham. There's a giveaway free kick here on the Sunderland left, just before the halfway line. Abdullah Bar being pulled down. But after 5 games for Rooney, it'll be a draw and 4 losses. Didn't score in the opening 2 games against Middlesbrough and Hull. Sunderland have it in their 18-yard box here with Patterson. Left-footed ball towards the Sunderland left, helped on by Clarke, where it'll be helped away by Sanderson towards Laird, who's brought down from behind by Clarke. There'll be a free kick for Birmingham. As it'll be another change for the away side here. It's going to be number 24, Marcel Oakley. The right back, born in Birmingham. He'll be coming on at some point. As this free kick gets launched forward. Helped on towards Dembele in the 18-yard box. But it'll be Sealt to deal with it for Sunderland in the right back area. As he clears down the right-hand side. It's been intercepted by Drame. And from afar, he's going to shoot, and it's wide, it's wild, it's hard to play for a goal kick, and he apologises. Cody Drame. That's going to be a double change. Marcel Oakley coming on for Birmingham. Alongside number 20, Gary Gardner. So the goal scorer, number 11, Koji Miyoshi. He's going to be replaced, scoring his third league goal of the season in the first half. Made it 1-1. And it'll be Ethan Laird at right back, who's just returning from a bit of a spell out of the team due to injury. Returned last week against Ipswich, and he's played again today. And he's going to be replaced by Marcel Oakley. He spent 2 loan spells out in the Scottish Championship last season. Oakley for Birmingham. Nice commentary, thank you very much. I'm happy with the scoreline. Well, Sunderland supporters will be more than happy with this. It's been a good performance second half. There's a long ball forward. It's been collected here by Barr on the edge of the 18-yard box. He's got Sanderson who's trying to win the ball back for Birmingham, but he loses it, and it's had to be dealt with there by Avu. The deal. Ashish closing down Avu, forcing him to clear it out for a throw-in for Sunderland deep in the Birmingham half, as we've got 6.5 minutes left to play. Plus added on time. Clark with a throw-in. Gets the return. As it's a free kick for Sunderland on the edge of the box. As the throw-in went into Mayenda. He was just dragged down there by Sanderson. Free kick for Sunderland right outside the box on the left-hand side. Well won there by number 12. Mayenda. Spaniard. Only 18 years of age. Sunderland's number 12. Got 1 goal in 15 French division, second division appearances last season. Definitely invested in a lot of youth this season. Sunderland, as Ashish will take this free kick on the left-hand side. Number 22 is going to put a low one. Deflects off Bakuna at the near post. And it'll go for Sunderland throwing right next to the corner flag. As the home side is going to see this game through. 8-hour round trip for Birmingham by car. So if any of them travelled by coach or car, it's going to be a long journey home. Thankfully for them, it's a early kick-off so they can get home early, but probably would have been an early get-up for them as well. As Clark's ball is poor. Dembele picks it up in the centre circle for Birmingham and strides forward. Great run from Dembele. He releases it to Jukovic in the box on the left. He shoots from the... shoots at the near post. And Patterson saves and collects. Really good from Dembele. I don't know why they've not started him. He's been electric since coming on. Charging forward and playing it through and behind for Jukovic, who gets the shot in the 18-yard box ahead of Triantis. And on the left foot towards the near post, Patterson got down low, really well, to save it with his right arm, and then to collect the ball after he spilt it slightly away from Scott Hogan. Good goalkeeper from Patterson. As he then kicks out of his hands towards the Sunderland right. Headed away, though, by Drame. But only helped forward for Sunderland, and it has to be cleared out of play by Avu. Throwing for Sunderland inside the opposition half. Just don't quite know where it went wrong. I know where it went wrong for Birmingham. Half time. That's where it went wrong. They were having a good end to the first half, and it didn't really need to finish for Rooney, but obviously all halves have to come to an end. It's Dembele. Cut out there by Huggins as Birmingham won it back from the throw-in there, and Dembele was bringing it forward. He definitely needs to start the next game, Sariki Dembele. He's been fantastic since coming on, despite Birmingham playing pretty poorly this second half. Throwing into Dembele. Gets away from Neil. He's looking towards the Birmingham right, and he'll play it into Bakuna. From afar, he'll let fly, it'll bounce, and it's a challenging one. But it's saved by Patterson. It's quite an easy save, really. It's quite close to him, but it just bounced in front of him, which can just make them ones a little bit difficult to judge, but judged it well, he did. and he's kept it at 3-1 here. So the last thing Sunderland want to do is concede to make it 3-2 near the end. Just makes added on time a lot harder and a lot more stressful. Patterson again out of his hands, clears it long for Sunderland. Header away for Birmingham, along as far as Ashish for Sunderland. Goes inside now to Ekwa, just in front of the halfway line. Ekwa plays it forward. It's played out to the left now to Clark. Challenged strongly by Bakuna. And it'll be a throw-in for the home side. Bakuna went on a bit strong there on Clark. But he won the ball, to be fair. So throw-in given. As the home side rise to applaud Jack Clark off the field. He's had another fantastic game today. He's not scored to add to the 9 he's already got this season, but he came up with a beautiful assist to set up Adil Ashish's goal to make it 3-1. And he'll be replaced by Chelsea loanee Mason Burstow, who appeared twice in the Premier League off the bench for Chelsea against West Ham and Luton before joining Sunderland, where he's played 8 games for them all in the Championship. Yet to score, though, for them. So back underway, and it's Sunderland on the edge of the box with Burstow losing out, and it's now Birmingham to play out from the back. Sunjic to the edge of the box to Avu, who's long ball up towards Hogan, doesn't stick, and it's now with Abdullah Bar. Ball into the box for Sunderland. Burstow with the shots on the volley towards the penalty spot, saved by Ruddy. Didn't quite catch it as sweet as he would have wanted to there, Burstow, Sunderland's number 11. But it did force a save out of John Ruddy. Dembele coming deep for the ball for Birmingham, and he loses it with a misplaced pass. Neil walking out to the right-hand side, and he finds number 17, Abdullah Bar, in a right-wing position. Enters the box on the right-hand side, chops inside, looking to get onto his left foot, back out onto his right foot. Closed down by Sunjic. He's been forced to play to the edge of the box to Ekwa. From afar, he fancies a shot, blocked by Sanderson. It'll drop in the end out to the right-hand side to Bakuna. As Birmingham need to try and get forward quickly. Jukovic has dropped deep for the ball here, and he lays it off into Oakley, who clears it down the Birmingham right, looking for Bakuna. It's cleared away by Triantis on halfway. Throwing for Birmingham, taking no prisoners there, the Australian centre-half. Who has 6 brothers and 3 sisters. Nectarios Triantis, so one of 10 siblings. As Birmingham lose it with Oakley at right back, won back by Ashish. And it's now with Mayenda charging forward. He's all on his own here, Mayenda in the box, on his left foot. He shoots it off Ruddy, and that's a great save. Mayenda at 18, it's his first appearance for Sunderland. It's his debut for the club. He was charging forward, and the only way he had to go was forward because he had no support with him. Entered the box on the left-hand side, took it on with his left foot, and instead of hitting it across goal, he went towards the near post, and it came off the left side of John Ruddy's face and behind for a corner. Good goalkeeping from the 37-year-old. Definitely would have stung a little bit, that one, as we got 6 minutes of added on time. As it is now going to be 5 without a win for Birmingham. Their last win came under their last manager, John Eustace, against West Brom at home. In-swing towards the near post, and it drops into the hands of John Ruddy. I think it deflects off Burstow, and he rolls it out quickly to Jukovic. To Gardner, sorry. Bakuna down the right-hand side, looking for the run of Hogan, who will give chase to it towards the corner flag. It's going to be seen behind, though, by Huggins for a throw-in for the home side, right next to the corner flag on this near side. Well defended there by Niall Huggins. Born in York, represents Wales at international level. The 22-year-old, he's featured 4 times previously for the Wales under-21s. It's now Bakuna from that throw-in. Sunderland have not been able to keep possession. Bakuna tries to play it inside, but it's won back by Neil. Clears poor. Falls to Sunjic. To Dembele, 22 yards out here. He's got Sunjic in support, who puts it in the box. Jukovic with a left-footed shot, and it's well saved at the near post from Patterson. And it's going to be a corner for Birmingham. It was a good strike there from Lukas Jukovic, who's got 2 goals against Sunderland previously. One came last season in the home defeat exactly a year ago today. Outswing from Bakuna on the near side towards the far post. It's a header won by Sunderland man, but it will drop to the edge of the box to Gardner. It goes back to the edge, to the halfway line here to Drame. He will get away from the challenge of Ashish. Now Sunjic on the far left-hand side. Everything to his right here. Goes inside and backwards to Avu. He switches it out to the right now to Oakley. It right back for Birmingham. Forward to Bakuna. He puts a low cross in. Comes off Burstow. Throw in for Birmingham. Taken quickly by Bakuna. It's now Gardner who will clip it into the 18-yard box. Patterson's going to come for it. And he drops it out of the box. And he has to volley away. And it's helped on. Burstow. Great header. Counter-attack on. Barr. Charging forward. Tackle fairly there from Birmingham's Cody Drame. And Gardner will release out to the right to Bakuna in the Sunderland half. Forward it goes to Dembele. Who's tackled by Ekwa. Who's then tackled by Bakuna. Who's then tackled by Huggins. There's a bit of off the ball here between Huggins and Hume and Dembele. Just a little bit of frustration from Sariki Dembele. Obviously he's come on and he's played pretty well, Dembele, but obviously the scoreline suggests that his whole team haven't had the best of games. So Trey Hume and Sariki Dembele, just a little bit of afters, nothing too serious, bit of shoving and pushing, nothing serious. Just a little word from the referee to both of them. There's Tottenham. They've conceded a late equaliser away at Wolves. Sarabia with a 1-1, 91st minute. There's Sunderland have it. Burstow driving inside from the left-hand side. What a run that was until he was stopped by Sanderson on the edge of the box. Slide tackle is dropped to Hogan, who's lost out to Ashish. It's now Sunderland in the Birmingham half, in possession. Out to the right-hand side it goes to Barr. He wants to put a cross in. He'll take on the outside. He chops it back. The ball eventually goes in towards the far post where Burstow can't get there ahead of Ruddy, who catches and rolls out for Hogan, who's tackled really well by Ekwa. It's now Neil for Sunderland, worked out to the left-hand side. Chance, Ashish for the double. He lays it across instead to Barr. In the box, back to goal, twisting, turning. Edge of the box now, plays out to the left of Burstow. On his right foot, he swings into the far post and it's just wide. Just didn't quite curl inside enough for Burstow to grab his first Sunderland goal. And it remains 3-1. It's well kept alive there from Abdullah Barr to work it out to the left of Burstow, and it's agonisingly close. Just curls past the post. Oh, it's so close for Mason Burstow, the 20-year-old. Who made his England under-20 debut back in October of 2023. And it's Sunderland back in possession with 50 seconds to go inside their own half with Jensen Seelt. Ball forward here to Mayenda. Loses out to Avu, but his clearance only goes as far as Triantis. He's forced back into his 18-yard box here with Patterson, who clears it with his left foot. Beyond the halfway line towards Ashish, who loses it to Oakley, and Birmingham come forward. Can they get a consolation at the end of this game? Hogan on the right-hand side, trying to cross it in, but it's deflected straight into the path of Patterson in the 6-yard box. And it will be a attack which could be the last of the game. 10 seconds of the 6 added on. Anthony Patterson commanding his team push forward as he's going to send this long with a kick out of his hands. As he hoofs it up the field and the referee blows the full-time whistle. And at the Stadium of Light, Sunderland win by 3-1 to Rooney's Birmingham City side that have now gone 5 games without a win under Wayne Rooney. 4 losses now and a draw. 1 point from a possible 15 for Birmingham. And it looks like this managerial change hasn't quite had the desired effect. First half, Sunderland had a very strong opening 20 minutes and they were rewarded with a goal in the 17th. Jobe Bellingham, against his boyhood side, scored from 6 yards out, volleyed it into the roof of the net from a corner. That was controversially won for Sunderland. It came off a Sunderland man last, but eventually it was still given a corner, and they scored from it. And after the goal, they kind of dropped off a little bit for the rest of the first half, and Birmingham took over, winning the ball in good areas, in high areas, and got an equaliser from it. Koji Miyoshi with the goal. Stansfield on the right-hand side pulled it across for Miyoshi, and from around 8 yards out, left-footed finish into the top left corner. It gave Birmingham a deserved equaliser, and half-time just came at the wrong time for the away side. They were doing well, and the momentum was with them. Half-time came, and it all switched over again. Momentum swung back into the favour of Sunderland, who had a much better second half. They were dominant all the way through, and they scored 2 goals in the second half to give them the 3 points. The first one came from an own goal. It was another corner as well, the downfall of Birmingham. This lunchtime kick-off. It was a short one played between Roberts and Clark, and as Roberts put it towards the far post, it was well kept in by Hume, who headed it across the 6-yard box over the head of Ruddy, and it was helped away by Avu, but his clearance off the line was deflected back into the Birmingham goal off the hand of captain Dion Sanderson, and it gave Sunderland a lead with just over half an hour to go. And even though they were behind, Birmingham just couldn't quite get back into the flow of their attacking play. Wasn't creating too many big chances. They were forcing saves from Patterson, but they were pretty simple ones for Sunderland's number 1. And the nail in the coffin was delivered by Adil Ashish, who was assisted by Jack Clark from that Sunderland left in the box. He miscontrolled it, Jack Clark, but then quickly won it back to take on right back Ethan Laird for Birmingham, putting it across the 6-yard box, and it was touched in to the back of the net for his first Sunderland goal, the new signing from FC Lorient, Adil Ashish. And then from there, despite being 2 goals down, Birmingham attempted to try and get a goal, if possible. Hogan had a couple of strikes. One went just wide of the post with around 5 minutes to go. But Birmingham just did not have enough striking power at all to turn the game back around. And eventually, after a solid 90 minutes of Championship football, Birmingham fell to a 3-1 defeat away from home at the Stadium of Light to Sunderland. But thanks to everyone who has come out for this live stream. I very much appreciate the numbers in this stream today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe before you go, if you haven't already. Tomorrow's commentary is West Ham taking on Nottingham Forest at the London Stadium, so make sure you come in and tune in for that one. Make sure you subscribe and notifications on so you know when I commentate next. I usually schedule my next commentaries coming up, so you just check the channel and they should already be up there for which ones are up and coming on the channel. But no, thank you to everyone who's been here. Hope you enjoyed it. This 3-1 victory for Sunderland over Birmingham. They did the league double over them last season, Sunderland, and they've got the first win again today. 3 wins in a row for Sunderland in this fixture. And Birmingham are just really struggling under Wayne Rooney in his first 5 games. The last time Sunderland won 3 league games in a row against Birmingham was between March 1996 and September 1997. Birmingham have got no wins now in their last 6 away in the league at Sunderland. Their last win at the Stadium of Light came in August 2006 when they were under the management of Steve Bruce. So it's just a fixture at the minute that Birmingham just don't quite enjoy, and that is to Sunderland's delight as they collect another 3 points. They're now on 26 and they go into the playoff spots now. Sunderland, I believe, take up the last playoff spot in 6th, but obviously the likes of West Brom and Cardiff and Hull have still got to play their games as well, who are just behind them. But it is Sunderland to come out on top. Rooney, 5 games now as Birmingham boss, 0 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses. And just to remind you, when they sacked John Eustace for Wayne Rooney, they were 6th in the Championship table. Now they are slumped in 15th. It's been a shocking turn of events and a turn of a season for Birmingham, where the fans will be more than frustrated when you're bringing in the manager. When you were already doing well, it's always going to be a tough one to deal with if you begin to start losing form with a new manager coming in. But hope you enjoyed. this is going to be the end of the live commentary. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. And here, from the Stadium of Light, Sunderland win once again against Birmingham. 3-1 this time. It was 1-1 after the first half. Goals from Bellingham and Miyoshi. But in the second half, it was all Sunderland. They took back control of the game. And then second half goals, an own goal from Dion Sanderson. And a finish with 15 minutes to go from Adil Ashish. Give Sunderland the 3 points. They're in the playoff spots. Birmingham struggling. Rooney needs to answer some questions quick. Sunderland are going to keep climbing this table. And at the end of this lunchtime fixture in the Championship, it finishes Sunderland 3, Birmingham City 1.